What up, Bloody Crows? Jumpy! Give me that juicy CC. What up, dude? Vendetta, let's freaking go, dude. It's gonna be a fun one. They're always fun ones hanging out with you guys. Appreciate y'all coming through. We're gonna start Marvel Strike Force. We're gonna make a video with Jguisti, and then we're gonna do some Kingdom Hearts on the back end. We're gonna beat that damn game. We're not gonna let that game beat us. You feel me? I know y'all feel me. All right. Well, let's not beat around the bush. Let's get right into it. I'm just doing the Doom campaign on my level 70 account real quick. Oh, I should probably be focusing these kill targets, huh? I don't think I can auto my way through this one. Hold on. We got to stun you for sure. That didn't work. Oh, we lost. Okay, well, that'll teach you to not try and auto with a punch-up team. That's going to cost me energy for no freaking reason. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. We'll get it. Let's get it. Darkhold and 3 again to turn off assist? Maybe. Maybe. Try and find a way to give them someone who has offense up. Alright, let's do the ult. Alright, the summons up. It's just basic. Let's try and do as much damage to this guy as we can. He messaged one of the devs or whoever, Massive Meat Popsicle. I have to inhale to get a better system in place to earn more T4s. Bro, that was wild. That was wild and I appreciate it. Alright, here's a good stun. Let's try and get some controlling effects on this Magneto, huh? Boom, there we go. The problem with Superior 6 is they could get beaten by that Skrull team, right? So if you are gonna do that, then you should probably put your own Skrull on defense in some sort of formation too, to make them pay for it, you know what I mean? I do think there's an avenue to turtle. Alright, summon those two jerks in. The non-Slayer version last time? Okay. That's a good call, Jumpy. But then they also lose the offense up, so why put them in that room then? You might as well put them in a different room. Because Skrull will get offense up, and then he'll be doing assists. And Doom could still get pushed. Is Bifrost still the best raid defense in 2? We're going to have to wait and find out. We're going to have to see what the negation of 50% of the resistance does. I'm not sold that that's enough to make, like, Death Seed auto beat them kind of thing, but maybe. Ah. Yeah, I personally wouldn't put Superior 6 in that room if I was taking Slayer out. It's pretty difficult. Scotty helps me a lot. Scotty does 90% of the playing on the Dorks and Just to that account, and I do everything on the baby account, right? Like, Scotty does all the wars, he does the blitz events, he like micromanages everything, and that's what he likes to do in the game. And I do the Crucible, I do the events, stuff like that, so it helps out. More rage content, that too, yeah. The question, is it 100% from the team, then 50% on top of that, or is it actually 100%? If it's the first, then it's more than 150% resistance. I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, what Vendetta says, what Dace here just said. Does 50% come before or after the raid buffs? This is supposed to be a hip and hoppin' playlist. I don't know what we're listening to, but it doesn't sound very hip and hoppin'. Ugh, my thing is so small. Wait, I take it back. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Don't clip it. I didn't say that. My thing is huge. He clobbers people. See, my thing stunned that ninja. Which room are you most excited Theorycraft for? Stage 1. Stage 1 is really interesting and fun in my opinion. God damn it, stupid crossbones. Stage 6 feels like a nothing burger. I think Stage 5 has some potential, but I'm not sure what it is yet. Stage 3, I think, is kind of a nothing burger. And then Stage 2 is the raid room, right? I mean, Stage 4, that's the villain's alt thing. I think that's going to be a solved room, or it's going to be a stacked room. Either you're just going to outspeed whatever it is and get the win that way, or they're going to overcommit to trying to be faster than you and just they'll overdo it and get walked over. Yeah. I just don't, because then you could just bring in Cabal. Yeah, I just don't know. Stage 1 seems to be very interesting, though. I'm thinking Stage 5 is probably going to be for the future team. I think whatever the Deadpool team is that is seemingly coming out this patch, I know nothing about it, will maybe slot into that room. Because Deathpool starts with his ult, right? Maybe Pandapool will start with his ult. Maybe whatever the character can start with their ult kind of thing. We'll have to wait and see. Well, they said they're not going to recycle rooms anymore. I mean, but then we also got the raid room, which no one was really excited or asking for. But I think they need to showcase the new Spider Society team, which I'm not sure that Spider Society is really going to be that great. I only got to test it against Hivemind. They did beat Hivemind. But I see, like, I don't understand how Pegasus could lose to them. I'd have to test it out. God, this is annoying, this campaign. There we go. I'm grooving myself. There you go. Attaboy, Crow. Attaboy. Hivemind with Ghost Spider? I guess that's somewhat interesting. Wait, why can't I do this? Wait, what? Why can't I do it? Complete Doom War Chapter 1 on player level 75. What the fuck does that mean? Doom War Chapter 1 and player 75? I can't get in here till I'm player level 75? F you, game. Oh, F you. So this opens at 70, but the other one doesn't open until 75. Get out of here. Yeah, they made Pandapool look less stupid than I thought he was going to look like. I'll definitely give them that. I was highly concerned he was going to look dumb. Bio skill? No, I can't do that yet. But we can farm a previous one. Is there any team that we actually use that I could farm for? Oh, Hawkeye. We got to get our Hawkeye shards up. Doc Ock. I think we got most of these Doc Ock ones done. Invaders. Sure, whatever. Didn't get any anyway. Alright, ISO. I do need particular ISO farm though. I need Darkhawk, right? That's our current farming project. Get it right now. Ugh, I'm missing just 2. Got it. Let's freaking go. And then this one I think needs like 20. Yeah, it does. So this one we're screwed on. Ooh, we got 12 of the. Oh, we got 12 of the one we're looking at twice. Oh my god. What up, Winston? How's it going? Well, this is the baby account. Alright, we got some purple stuff to play with. And now we don't. That was it. We used it all. Alright, well that was fun. Thanks. Thanks for the memories, or the memories. Here, let's bring you up. But with attitude and guns that have more recoil? There you go. That's a cool way to look at it. Alright, Kestrel up, Rescue up. Oh, wait a minute. You guys thought that the big GIF was bad? Well, I disagree. Give me that 6 mil gold and all that other crap that nobody really cares about except for new players. And let me bring these bitches up. Let's go. Peter B. Parker prevents defense down the team? Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I could see that. And then Bifrost would come in and just bend them over and be like, I'm the fucking king. I'm going to be able to bring all of my level 68 characters on this one particular team to level 70. Thank you very much, Jumpy. You don't understand the pleasure it is in having my Pegasus now be a level 70, okay? You just don't get it. Alright, what does this one do? Armor, don't care. Apply stun to the primary for 2 turns. In raises, this character has 4 more Pegasus allies. Apply stun to another red. Okay, so until we get Darkhawk up, that's useless. In raids, apply trauma is good. Okay, what else do we got here? What do you do? Apply blind for 2 turns to primary. In raids, apply blind to all enemies vulnerable. Yeah, okay, we'll do this one. Apply a bleed block for 2 turns. In raids, reduce speed bar by 5%. Oh, I don't want to waste all of my T4s here. Hold on. Revive a dead Pegasus ally? Yeah, I need that one. In raids on death Pegasus ally, fill speed bar by this character by like 50% and generate 3 ability energy? Yeah, we're doing that one. Redistribute, don't care. Apply defense down to each target. She doesn't do that without it. So yeah, we need that. Damn it, we just wasted a lot of T4s on rescue. And I do want to do Kestrel. I did more on Pegasus than what I planned on doing, but I think Pegasus is going to stand the test of time pretty damn good. Let's see, what does Darkhawk need? Crit, don't care. Offense up for 2 turns to self and Pegasus, I do care. Offense up for 2 turns to self and adjacent tech allies, I kind of care. Alright, alright, alright. I see you, I see you. Come on now, we don't have 240 anymore? That's fine. Let's just do this one. Pegasus team might be more invested in than my extreme team now. Oh well. Hey, we won our war. Let's go. We're the best. Bishop and the boy strikes again. All right. Damn, I was really hoping to be able to open up more campaigns that have more interesting characters to farm. They really took that away from me, huh? Everything gold lasts your lifetime. There you go. How much gold do I have left after what I did? I still have half left. Guys, come on. That means I can go bring up my Bifrost characters, do the same thing. Well, minus the T4s, so I don't have any of those. But I should probably do that. What do we got here? Red stars for leader, new raid unlocked, condemnation, gear, end of cabal, and then all this stuff. Okay, I know a lot of people want to join, guys. I think we should be back to full. Yeah, we're back to full for now. Alright, let's just go farm some nonsense. Doom raid, Dark Beast, let's try and get him unlocked. Polaris, absolutely not. Villains, we already did that. US Agent. Thing is, I will need US Agent for the Green Goblin, but I think at 4 stars he might be okay. She-Hulk, I will need She-Hulk. We already got her unlocked, so she'll be 4 stars. We farmed her. Okay, so we just don't have any good characters to farm. Here, let's do this. Yeah, okay. Look here. And my first child was born. Will have a special place in my heart. There you go, dude. Oh, I gotta level up Namor too. I gotta be ready for Crucible with these guys. I should have a pretty decently start up Namor too. Oh, I did level him up. Good. He's already 69. Giggity. He just has no ability stuff on him. My account is not boosted. No, we were doing things the super duper slow way. Hey, we won. Oh, they didn't attack. We got promoted. Wait, to silver? We got promoted to silver. Let's fucking go. I'm the best. I'm actually the best. Well, that's fun. Like, can you just always have that be the purple material, please? Please, please, please. Oh, we're low on this and this. Thanks for the 3 million gold. Appreciate it. Craven. Icarus. I guess we should do her. I'm not going to do her. She's too expensive. Oh, man. That'd be 3 Gambit buys. Dagger needs 4 buys. She's farmable on a note eventually. Let's go for Ronin. Yeah, let's go for Ronin. 2099, try and get it to 4 stars. Sure. Alright, Iron Man Infinity War to 4 sounds good, but Quicksilver sounds better. We don't have Cosmo unlocked yet. We'll need that for... Is that the Green Goblin one we need that for? Or the Black Cat? No, because we use Superior 6 now. We don't have him unlocked. We don't have him unlocked, but we're probably gonna go name leader over him anyway. So let's go Quicksilver. Yeah, let's just try and get more stars on Quicksilver. Yes, we'll do this. Oh, yeah, we gotta do this. We have 3 diamonds on Kang, so we gotta bring him up. And once we can start farming him, we're gonna farm the shit out of Kang. Whoa, this is the... Oh, this is this store. Hold on, we got one of these. Let's go! Let's go! This orb is actually really good for new accounts. I like what they did with the Ultimus, because Ultimus sucks. 15 Korg! Yo, that's the thing that happened, I guess. 8 gold. Yo, wouldn't it be funny if I get more than 6 million gold right here? Woo! We got 2 million gold for that. It's kind of funny, actually. That's still pretty comparable. One of these. Don't give me T4s. Damn it. I was hoping this reverse psychology was going to work. Alright. Let's open up all these. Just because I don't want... Oh my god, I can't open up all orbs? Forget it. I'm not doing it till I can open up all orbs. I refuse. Yellow. Damn. X23 is kind of nice. Deadpool's actually good, because he's going to get reworked, right? So we're going to want him big for sure. I'm happy with that. That's good. Sure, let's open up these. Wait, do I already have 7? I don't care. I don't care if I get dupes for leader. That's fine. I do think I got leader and Patriot to 7, though. Well, we could farm Moondragon eventually. I don't know if I will ever invest in Infinity Watch on this account. Longers to 5. Richard 4. Wasp 5. Warlock 4. Finally, Hand Blade Master. 4 of these bad boys. Ooh, Rhino, okay. Leader to 5, that's a dupe. Yellow. Aw. Sinister 5, let's go! CMAA told people opening orbs was causing server problems, so Mobile then started opening all his orange freak. Did he really? He's a fucking menace to society, man. That Mobile gamer. Yeah, we already have leader at 7 stars. I don't care about doing any dupes. There's 6 on Agatha. There you go. That guy's a fucking menace, dude. Who's gonna stop him? He can't be allowed to do this. I still haven't finished Shang-Chi Blitz. Hold on. 19 hours left? Alright, let's do it. There's no Blitz event right now, right? I slowed down on Blitz on the baby account by so much. I really should be doing it, because it gives gold. So just to spam open the orbs. Plus, it'll give me ultimate stuff. Like, if you know life Blitz, that is actually the best way to catch up your account shard-wise. Because even when you finish the Blitz Store, those Ultimus orbs, they add up. And with the new system, they're much, much, much better. And you could direct farm very good characters if you really wanted to. Tomorrow, well, there'll be a vlog tomorrow. And I have a different video coming out tomorrow, too, about the Professor X stuff, because I kind of missed the boat to talk about that. Oh, look at all this gold. There you go. 21 Shang-Chi shards. Cool. Some Blitz Orbeez. With 12 of them for... Oh, I didn't realize it was 12. That's kind of nice. Spider Slayer. Go. Yes. We got 20 Spider Slayer shards from that. That's sick. He's going to be 7 stars, too. Okoye and Rescue, the 2 best characters to get, for sure. 20 more Slayer shards, plus some Deadpool is great. I'll need her eventually. I don't know what we're going to do with Scarlet Witch. Well, no, I do know what we're going to do with Scarlet Witch. I am going to play the shit out of Scarlet Witch when Marvel's Rivals comes out. A note to stream. What up, Scotty? We're going to do some Crucible stuff and then some Kingdom Hearts stuff. It's going to be great. Speaking of Crucible, did the room thing change over yet? No, still not, eh? So we'll probably go on the playtest to do our video. Because we are allowed to do that. We're good on energy. Let's check our stuff here. You said Helldivers wrong? Helldivers is this weekend. I promised you that. Oh, if this doesn't finish the monthly item, I'm going to be a little perturbed. Because I think I'll be screwed. And I don't think it will finish the monthly item, does it? Oh, we got the Deathpool costume. That's sick. That's actually really cool. I am excited for this. I'm not going to get this, am I? It's my weekend. Let's go, bitch. I'm not going to be able to get this, am I? 75,000 off? Is that the Quick Rumbles? Because I can't do Quick Rumbles. It really sucks to miss out on this. Because this would help a lot. With like Apocalypse chasing and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunate. Alright, but let's find Deathpool. And let's equip that costume. There she is. Let's also level her up. I like Deathpool. I think she's a good character. A good, fun character. Current Alliance event rewards. How much does it give, though? Woohoo! She looks sick. Look at her. She even has a different stance. Oh, that's awesome. The current Alliance event rewards it, eh? Which one's that? Is that the We? That's not We Stand Together, is it? No. Allied engines. We got the majority of it already done. 3336. Yeah, not even close. Not even close. Oh, raiding. Yeah, thanks. Let me go raid. Also, we gotta schedule the next difficulty up. Oh wait, this is the highest difficulty. Okay. So let's do Doom difficulty, I guess. It only goes to 1? That's fine. We'll do up to 1. Hive Mind is just too good. There's a Simmon machine. You get out, you get in, and I believe we like it something like this, actually. I was able to sim this yesterday, too. We'll see how it goes. Good stuff. Invaders are still doing their job for me, at least. I don't know when I'll build Spider Society. Well, I know I won't put any more effort into these guys. I know I won't, like, level them up further, so maybe it's just... The second that team stops working, I think that team will probably still work in Doom too. But the second it stops working, we'll hard pivot to Spider Society, start over. You think Hive Mind Spider Society hybrid for bio is good for players who haven't fully built Hive Mind? No. I think you should go full Hive Mind. I think that's very wishful thinking. I could playtest it, but I don't even want to think about it because that just doesn't sound like a good idea. Like, what is the idea? What is Ghost Spider gonna bring, or Peter B. Parker? What are they gonna bring to Hive Mind that's gonna make them better or make them snowball harder? I don't get it. You can't take out anyone except maybe Venom, yeah. This isn't Kingdom Hearts? It will be, Jerry. We're going to do an interview with... Well, not interview. We're going to do a theory crafting session with Jguisti first. Okay. Alright, so this will be where we do our work from. I watched your recent Spider Society raid testing video. They looked underwhelming compared to the recent teams. They are, Bellas. They are, 100%. Theorycraft Year 7's big gift. I've already told them what I think they should have done as far as gifts go. I think that during the course of this month, we should have been having polls. And in the polls, there'd be like 10 characters or whatever. And the community would vote on a character. And then that character would go into the big gift. And like they do with Dark Dimension victories, like when Beta Ray Bill won last, was it Tando Mac? And they gave us 100 of these coins. It costs 25 coins to open an orb. And then you could pick, you know, between the 4 characters, you could pick and get a total of 100 shards total. Yeah, it was Colored Ghost, right? Okay, yeah. And I think the one after that was like Agent Venom and stuff. Wasn't it? Star-Lord, Thor, Infinity War? It was something like that, yeah. And not overhype the gift. Because here's the thing. The other stuff we got during the month, and I will tell you from the new player account, it was a lot. We did get a lot of free stuff this month from the new player perspective. And from the mid-game perspective. That all was relatively really good. Now, they fucked up in a couple key places. The final item in the month-long event for the anniversary being a gear tier, was it 17 Deathpool piece? What? That's so bad, and it's not going to be changed. That's not going to be changed, guys. And then the anniversary, the big gift, if they just didn't say it was a big gift, and instead they said, here is a parting gift. Thank you for spending another year with us in Marvel Strike Force. We look forward to seeing you in the 7th year anniversary. If they didn't say big gift, if this was just a, hey, it's the end of March. Thank you guys so much for participating in the anniversary event. We appreciate each and every single one of you. We can't wait to have another great year of Marvel Strike Force with you. Everybody would have been like, oh shit, some more great free stuff. But they hyped it and hyped it and hyped it. And they gave us a decent amount of resources, but nothing that's like, nothing account changing. And that, when you say big gift, I equated it to like my wife. Like if I told my wife, yo, I got you something amazing, and then I give her a bag of jelly beans, she's gonna be like, thanks, why did you tell me on Monday you got me something amazing, and Friday I'm getting fucking jelly beans? What is this? You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah. That was the problem. It was the hype. Favorite as my Starfest. Alright, so this is kind of where I was currently at. Not with these ISOs. I don't know what the hell these ISOs are. Did they reset the playtest again? I think they reset the playtest again. Extreme, okay. I am number 2. I'm the one for double. Oh! Rum. I'm ballin'. Your mod should make lads command sub to Turkey Dad for ads. You even grow a few extra inches on your Johnson. Be a part of the Turkey Dad today. Yeah, I got so much I should do on the streaming front. The problem is the streaming stuff is very delicate to do it properly, and I just can't stick the landing on time management. to make it make sense for the input and value to the viewer. It's a hard balance. There's room. Here we go. Jguisti, what up, dude? Hope the kiddo's having a good sleep. I'm number 2. Oh. Boom. Yeah, I'm calling. We're not allowed to test gameplay on the playtest server. We were given special permission to show this page and our rosters. That's all we're allowed to show. I won't be doing any sort of war gameplay or anything like that. I won't even touch like a raid. Nothing. I'm doing nothing live. We're only showing these 2. And the only reason I'm showing it is because it shows the name of the room. So when me and Jguisti have a conversation, I'll be able to pop that up. Let's take Mephisto out because that's not actually realistic. Me and him might face a Mephisto, but probably not your average everyday player. The new season rules, I think they're okay. Yeah, what did Benny do last year? I missed it. It was April Fool's. Didn't Rage Gaming do one today? Like an I Quit video, but then it was April Fool's like 3 days early. Which is not how April Fool's works. And that's just ultimate clickbait cucklord shit. I did good, Mega Bros. Hope you're doing good too. He did a Korean infographic? What's the big deal on that? So, yeah, I know there's a Pegasus team that beats Bifrost reliably. It might have Kang in it, though. I forget. Won't the decrease resistance just get them clapped by Death Seed? Death Seed they'll get some focus. I'm not sure if they'll get enough. It's Quicksilver? Okay, there you go. And also, yeah, have you invested more in your Death Seed to build up the same level as your Bifrost? The option to open more than 10 orbs. Yeah, it was taken out. Apparently there was overload in the game. I'm sure they're fixing it. I don't want to put... I have reservations about putting Doom on defense. It's sketchy as fuck. Oh, there you go. Top war defenses, top war offenses. Man, it's going to be so dependent on where you are in the game. For the most part, the cookie cutter is the way to go, as that's what you're going to face, and cookie cutter demolishes intended cookie cutter. Like, what I would want to do, honestly, what I would want to do is something like Vulture here with Doom Dorm kind of thing. I think that could be very interesting. But I don't want to give up my Vulture or my Doom in case I need them in this stage. Yeah, I want to feel out my opponent for sure first, but I have not, like, even on my live server where I've already done this, like, I don't really have enough interesting things up there right now. Where's Doom? Doom's there. Okay. But one thing you should remember, and people will forget this, is this room also actively nerfs the villain's health. So if you have a big Black Knight and they hit you with a villain's team and the villains lose 25% of their life, they might find your Black Knight just obliterating them, right? So that's interesting. To me, anyway. I don't think I want to put Skrull in this room, but I do think Skrull is going to catch people off guard. I do think Skrull might one-shot. If some people try and go in here with Apocalypse Doom and they don't have Dorm, I think Skrull is going to maybe one-shot some of the Dooms and throw people off guard. Then they're going to stand there and be like, what the fuck? Yeah, part of me might just do full full out of time with Dormammu here and just take out I believe it's take out Cosmic Ghost Rider. Begging for Cabal. Jguisti, I lost to a Cabal today with my out of time. Also, Cabal will take a lot of hits from the big Black Knight. Don't put two big three in one room. Oh, you're talking about if you put Skrull in here? But yeah, a Black Knight soloed my Cabal today. And my Cabal's big on the big boy count. We're talking level 100, gear to 18. The Black Knight, I want to say, was 1 diamond. But my guys were only 5 yellow, 5 red. So, I mean, that's just like a Black Knight scales to the stupidest degree. Yeah, my Cabal got fucked. If it's Cabal Kang, that Black Knight is dead on Kang's turn. Are people seeing that? Is a 3 diamond Kang one-shotting a 1 diamond Black Knight? Is that real? Or is that people showing like smaller Black Knights, like a 5 red star Black Knight getting fucked? You one-shot a diamond Black Knight with your Kang on basic or special? Starnak or Cosmic Ghost Rider is the question. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, it's not showing. And I'm small. I'm so tiny. I'm gonna hide all your buttons. Oh, that's a bigger than average Black Knight. How many diamonds is that? 2 or 3? That's 3 diamonds. Okay, let's check this out. Dark Diamond cost? There is one somewhere on Spiegel. It's not an infographic. It's just something Archangel shared with us. Didn't one-shot him, but close enough. That demolishes your Masters of Evil, though. So that's kind of a good pull, in my opinion. All he did was put Kestrel in here, and you had to break up your Masters of Evil for it. That's a good stretch. That's a good stretch defensively, then, I would say. What does Cosmic Ghost Rider do compared to Starnak? Let's take a look. Ooh, we got the new stuff. I don't see Panda Pool still. If I go incognito, will I see Panda Pool? Incognito window. Marvel. Game characters. No, he's not there. Okay. Yeah, if you got to use Cabal and Masters of Evil against just a full at a time team, because like Kestrel's not really doing much there, that's a good win. I want to find Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I want to find the other one is Star Brand. You guys have me literally. So he doesn't give max health. He gives max damage to the out of time team. So that's actually important for the bleeds from the Black Knight. He gives drain, which is also kind of important. And what does Cosmic Ghost Rider give? And is Cosmic Ghost Rider G or C? He's C, okay. It does feel wrong. And especially if Cabal needs it to beat a fucking war team that really only has one good character on it. That's actually kind of crazy. He has max health, max focus. After an enemy uses an ultimate ability, if this character is not exhausted, bury yourself and all out-of-time allies for 30%. Do I value that more than I value a Dormammu revive? Do we value that more than we value a Dormammu revive and the potential Dormammu ult? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I really don't know. I think the Starnak damage makes the Black Knight bleeds do more damage, right? I'm going on the my Cabal got cut down by a single fucking Black Knight. That's why I'm kind of making around this team. So him as a striker is going to do a lot more damage. Him getting extra damage from Starnak is going to make those bleeds do more as well. My Cosmic Ghost Rider and my Starnak are both 7 red, 7 yellow, gear tier 18, level 100. So they're big boys on the main account, not here. Actually, they are big boys here too, but they are missing ISO, it looks like. The max health, he doesn't get max health. No, he doesn't get max health from his teammates. Yeah, they have no ISOs. That's weird. What alts? If they bring Cabal and Masters of Evil, everybody except Namor does specials. Right? Titania does a special to try and get the buffs off. Even if she doesn't, why would she ult? The Kang is going to either do his basic or his special. Iron Patriot does special. Leader does special. Then Namor ults. But if Namor has reached his turn and people haven't already like bled out or they're all fucked up, then you're going to lose anyway. The Captain America deflects are important. Stage 4 is where I'm putting them. Villains will have 25% less health. Yes, that's where I'm putting them 2 days. That's the plan anyway. If I put Dormammu with them, he can ult turn 1. Which is appealing. Right? And he gives them revives. And there's no rule now where if you hit a Superior 6 member, you die or you lose your revive now. So they would want to bring in maybe like a Red Hulk or something stupid like that to try and get the revives off. I don't know. The funny thing would be if they try and come in here with like Eternals because they'll have the speed advantage and just try and kill everything. I think that would end really badly for them. But I could be wrong. I mean, I guess at least if they came in with Eternals, they would take the defense up and deflex off of everybody except Black Knight. Eternals might be a good counter to this room. No, I'm starting with 4 actually. I'm waiting to get Jguisti on the line, and we'll theory craft together and make a final video on it. Juicy's doing dad stuff though. Mad respect. Do I want to split BK and Cap and put Dorm at mid? No, I don't want to put. Oh, you mean like just move them away from each other? If I were to do that, it would be something like this. Just let Starnak die. Protect Peggy kind of thing. Actually, why protect Peggy? She can't revive them anyway. Void plus Eternals? Well, Void Knight won't go before the Icarus is the big problem. So, there's that. But he'll fuck it up, Void Knight, actually. Because Void Knight will get deflected on some things, but not on others. So he'll, like, remove the defense up, but he won't flip it to defense down. Or he just won't do anything to it. And then he'll get fucking punched in the mouth by Black Knight. Cosmic Ghost Rider over Peggy. Peggy's ultimate is pretty freaking good. And because not stage 4, she will be doing her ultimate first. It's pretty good. Let me find Captain Carter Peggy real quick. Because the team that is probably going to come in here, New Warriors might come in here. Their ulting would help Cosmic Ghost Rider for sure. They definitely won't Master Duel it. Like, if they Cabal it, then that's mostly specials, so that doesn't really help you much. I forget what other teams that would take on this team. So Peggy Carter. She will clear all negative effects from self and 2 negative effects from all allies. She'll heal Rebirth and Out of Time by 30%. The heal will be nice. So that's her ult. Her passive, on turn, she'll apply Regeneration to self and all Rebirth and Out of Time allies. 50% chance to apply Assist Now to a random Rebirth and Out of Time ally. That would be really good if it went to Black Knight. She obviously blocks. Yeah. I don't think the... If I'm doing Cosmic Ghost Rider, it's because I'm not doing Dormammu. And then I throw Dormammu in with some other team. Is what it comes down to there. Because Starnak, I like the immunity, even though it could be a double-edged sword. I like the immunity, and I like the damage. Did they fix the leader bug? I have no idea. Message in the Discord. Nah, it's just the game broke. We are gonna fix it before payout. Yeah, the CC rank, I think it's just a glitch. I don't even know if those are APK hackers. I think it's literally just the game glitched and just gave people random points. So yeah, I don't know which fiery head guy I want. I don't know if I would go Cosmic Ghost Rider because there's a little bit of tankiness there for some of the counters. But Dormammu with the heal and the turn 1 ult is pretty big. He'd have less life though, so he could get fucked up too. Yeah, him having less life, he can get fucked up real hard. So his ult, heal self and all allies for 4. I'd probably make him a healer too, by the way. He clears all negative effects from self and clears heal block from allies. Yeah, I'd probably make him a healer. Apply offense down for 2 turns, defense down for 2 turns, slow for 2 turns. See, if he reaches, if he actually gets his turn, he's going to be kind of annoying. Isn't Dorm in this room just to do what Peggy is doing, but better? The only threat in this room is Black Knight. Right? We all agree? Black Knight is the only real threat in this room. Dormammu ult is just to help Black Knight stay alive so he can do more stuff. Yeah, Dorm doesn't take turns, but if he does take a turn, I'd probably want him to be a healer. Peggy, she's healing. Everyone is facilitating what Black Knight does, right? The deflex and the defense up from Captain America. Actually, I think he just says deflex. The deflex from Captain America protect the team from like New Warriors. It adds a moment of RNG in there. The healing from Peggy Carter and Dormammu just make Black Knight survive a little bit longer. The immunity and damage from Starnak activate the Black Knight more. Or Fort, so if they sack, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, probably Fort. It'd probably be Fort. Can't cheap Zemo sack or some garbage like that. But if they do a sack, let's be honest. If they do a sack, then the team is dead anyway. If you sack this team, it doesn't matter if they have revives. You're gonna walk in and kill anything anyway. So I'd probably keep him as a healer. Yeah, because I don't think a sack is really an option here. If somebody sacks this, it's an auto win for me. Yeah, but it's a different season, Papa. If they're deciding to take an L on the Black Knight team, I think that's a really good win for me. Especially since I'm not putting like Secret Defenders here or Extreme or anything like that. It's just straight out of time, which are useless on offense. Except Black Knight. The rumors are okay. This room in particular is just going to kind of fuck with villains. It makes villains alt turn 1 for the most part, but it lowers their health by 25%. That's why Black Knight's a good little like trickery in there. It's a good room for Black Knight just to mess with teams that have villains on them if they decide to go that route. Darkhold in stage 3 just because they stop assists, I guess. I mean the Tangleweb team is gonna just walk over them anyway, so who cares, right? The benefit of the Darkhold team is that there's no longer a they probably won't be able to use Kestrel on your Darkhold anymore. Tangleweb is still gonna walk over it, but at least it won't be as fast. You are stopping 80% of assists with Phoenix there. Phoenix was just there as a joke for now. So yeah. Yeah, Phoenix is just there as a meme. I don't know what I'm gonna put there. But yeah, I don't know. Darkhold is still just gonna get walked over by Tangled Web. It's just gonna be a little bit more efficient, is all. Alternatively, I'd like to find a team that gets offense up that that isn't Superior 6, basically. I was actually thinking of doing Darkhold with Black Knight in 3. I don't hate the idea. Black Knight will get offense up, but only when he takes a turn. You gotta remember that. He doesn't start with it. Pretty much, Relos. Pretty wacky if someone managed to squeeze in a huge Punisher somewhere in there, considering he does more damage to villains. Yeah, but his stats are so far gone. It'll just never... It'll never populate like that. And then I don't know what I want to do with 6. Like maybe we throw in Noir again. Yeah, I just don't know. I think I ended up doing this. I ended up doing this because there's... Yeah, on the live server, I ended up doing this because it adds another element of RNG. And you can see Noir's new stats make him a pretty big monster. It adds a little bit more RNG kind of thing. Because the ulting gives blind if Miss Marvel hits like Firestar instead of Gwen. Like Firestar would still be fucked because Firestar's ult is not unavoidable. So that's good, Jutsi. But I don't think that that's a necessarily like a showstopper for New Warriors either, mind you. I think on the live server I ended up putting out of time team in 6, and that I don't think that's the right call. I think out of time in 4 is the better call. Most of your team, most of your opponents will have Superior 6 on defense, so they can't use Lizard, New Warriors versus Noir Secret Defenders. I guess that's true. No, okay, you guys you're reading too much into this. This was just a random defense I threw up for the playtest. Relax. Here, does this make you guys feel better? There you go. I hope you feel better. Don't Warriors get accuracy so the blind won't affect them? Photon makes it a real blind though, right? Or is that only in war? Am I wrong? Doesn't Photon make blind be extra good? Photon like blind, extra good, be good now, blind, bye. I could be wrong. No, yeah. Photon does. Photon lowers the accuracy of enemies with blind by an additional 100%. So yeah, Photon makes the blind work on New Warriors. Oof, you scared me for a second. I mean, Infinity Watch is always going to room just because they're a bit of an efficiency sink, and they do require specific teams. And if they're built big enough, it's annoying enough, right? This season, I would argue there's less room for them. Like, they don't need the buffs from Full House. I guess Nebula as a skirmisher and Gamora as a skirmisher can get more ability blocks out there, but I don't think it's really necessary. Maybe, yeah, maybe I guess Nebula could land herself over there. They would not be in the raid room. They wouldn't really benefit from the aggroed room because a team like War Dogs will get a lot of benefit and eat them up a lot faster. Whereas the Infinity Watch team, besides Gamora, they gotta wait for Phi Lavel's second turn to get offense up. That takes way too long. In unstable energy, they would get turn meter rewound and just ran over, especially by like a villain's team. Even though they're squishier, the villains would go first and fuck them up. In Flashbang, I think this is a room I thought about putting them in just because they would they would ignore the rules, right? And in six is the nothing room, in my opinion, so. Yeah, Papa Woody, they know, they're aware of it, and I would suspect that we're going to be getting a bunch of Iron Patriot shards in some other fashion soon. Is Sussin for a mistake because of the health debuff? I was thinking because ult on turn 1. It's not a bad idea, Burnsy, but the second you put Sus in a room, like Cabal is licking their lips, right? The Cabal team is getting ready to go in there and just get a quick win on them. And with like Iron Patriot and Leader being able to ult turn 1, and other villains being able to ult turn 1 in there too, I think you'd probably find yourself in trouble. Like, you would have to overload the room. You'd have to put Black Knight and Cabal in there, and I don't know, Doom. You'd have to really overload it. But then Cabal, Masters of Evil would just become one big team, and they'd come in and clear it out. So that's going to be the concern. If you try and overload one room too much, then Cabal, Masters of Evil, or even like a Cabal Apocalypse or a Cabal Skrull is going to come knocking and is going to fuck your day up. So I would be hesitant to load up one room without at least being prepared to load up a second room. Like, if you're going to put Skrull with Black Knight, your ass better be prepared to put Apocalypse on defense too. Because you're going to have to find another team to pull a bunch of shit away from. Black Order with a Mega Red and 4 would be interesting with the rewinds. Thanos needs more than 2 turns to ult, right? He needs 3, I think, right? So here, I think Thanos opens with basic and then he ults. So you still don't get ultimate into special. But yeah, Black Order could be an interesting call here. Think Gamma has a place anywhere? Not really, no. You could put them in with like Crossroads if you just wanted to find a spot for them. Anywhere else, yeah, not really. Yeah, if you wanted to put like Infinity Watch in 3 and Gamma in 6, just so that you don't really have to put much of a defense up, I guess. Is Gamma trickier than Darkhold? Sorta, kinda, I guess. If I did that, then Tangleweb would have nowhere to go. Does becoming empowered count as a turn for energy? No. Pegasus rolls both, but Pegasus is going to be fucking around in the stage 2 room. Rebirth Black Knight in 2. Rebirth was an okay team, but Rebirth got destroyed by Eternals. I imagine that it might still. Like, Black Knight would definitely add a what the fuck factor to it, but the rewinds and flipping all the defense up and stuff, I think it would still fuck around with it. I heard New Warriors with Vol as the 5th will shit on anything in the raid room. New Warriors with Vol. What? No, you heard wrong. To beat Bifrost in 2. So a lot of people started using like 4-piece Pegasus. I thought it was with Kang, but Jguisti said it was with Quicksilver. So it could be that. But there was a 4-piece Pegasus team that people played around with. Otherwise, it was like you can try and mirror it, but it could get very ugly. And then there was the Death Seed option, but there was a resist issue. They kind of tampered the resist in a little bit. But Bifrost is the team that got the most resistance out of any other team in the game. Well, I guess Gamma does in War 2. At 200%. So taking away 50% from Bifrost doesn't negate them. You saw a video of the Quicksilver Pegasus team? Can you link it, Steven? Yeah, exactly, Winston. I know Hive Mind gets demolished by Pegasus. I'd be curious how Extreme does. I didn't get to do the match myself, but I was told it did not end well. It probably comes down to Nightcrawler, right? When does he go? So he starts with speed up. On spawn, he fills the speed bar of his teammates by 25%. Maybe Extreme fucks Bifrost. Maximus. So you can tell this is back in the day. Oh, so this is Apocalypse. Apocalypse Pegasus. He's going to go in with Quicksilver. Okay. This was 5 months ago. Sylvie gets 45% on spawn. So, Nightcrawler getting the speed up plus 25% on spawn probably goes before Sylvie, I would think. But it's not like he's going to land the stun on her, right? You still would get eventually cucked by her, I would think. He goes right after the Sylvie. This whole time, the Quicksilver could not be bothered to get his speed up. They get rewound, but not Quicksilver, obviously. The slow goes on Quicksilver, actually gives Quicksilver speed bar. Quicksilver nearly gets dropped. You gonna rewind the vol? Yeah, you got it, right? He started with basic, and then he rewinds her, and fucking erases her. You think people's Quicksilvers are still gonna be doing that to the newly built vols who might have diamonds on them? I'm not so sure about that. I was counting that. She gets like 45% total. Cyclops over Sunspot? Yeah, I do. I think the argument would be if you want to put them in stage 3, throwing in Sunspot makes some sense because that'll give them offense up on spawn. You have to drop the Kestrel. If you don't drop the Kestrel against the Bifrost, because Kestrel is a Cosmic Hero, she will give the enemy team Safeguard, and then you will instantly lose. Which, the bonus of that is that your Kestrel can then go back with your Tangled Web or to some other team. I don't know. I myself, I'm putting my Pegasus on defense, I think. Sashi Valorant, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Rookie Den, my friend. Hope to play some games with you. Yeah, I agree, Switch. I do. Especially at level 100. That's true too, Frames. The lower resistance will help them a little bit. It'll definitely help the Quicksilver strip more off too. I'm pretty comfortable with my stage 1, and I do think I'm going to do do I do Pegasus here or not? If you want to put Dorm Hold on defense, I think you put them in stage 3. Because Dormammu spawns with offense up, so he's going to do assists, which is cool. Are his assists unavoidable? I don't think they are. Dormammu's basic is not unavoidable, right? It's just his ultimate. His attacks cannot miss. That's not the same thing as unavoidable, right? Does he hit when Weaver has charges up? Does he? No, it doesn't need a taunter. The taunter gains offense up. But anybody with offense up will gain assist now. You don't need a taunter, no. I'll call you, Juice. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Just turn you up so we can hear you. Give me a sound check.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's good. I get elevated or de-elevate it in post depending on what is needed. You got a webcam now. Look at you.
Yeah, it's all messed up. My son, I guess, came in here and played this morning. So, like, everything is screwed around.
Yep, they do that.
He thought it'd be funny to carry it around, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun trying to figure out where I had the camera at before. It's there.
Alright, put yours over here. So I take it you've got to look at the rooms a little bit now, yeah?
Yeah, I've been messing with it all day.
Any strong thoughts on any rooms in particular that are off the beaten track?
Trying to think what would be. I mean, I think Black Knight or Dorm goes in 6. I think Dorm's going to be very, very heavily utilized on defense this season.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of places where he would be pretty good too. You thinking 6 though for Black Knight? See, I'm thinking Black Knight in 4 because it's going to invite teams to use villains on them, right? Whether that be a Sinister Six team, or Dormammu team, a Doom team, something like that. And then with that minus health Black Knight, especially the big ones that I have and that like you face, they're going to just shred people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm also going to use my Black Knight now as a striker, and I'm going to put that stupid caveman in there with them.
But you also have to think. So I think week 1, I think sus baiting people to see if their Doom gets blown up.
Yeah,
a valid shot.
I agree with you. With the minus 25%, and the red stars now on sus is another big difference, right? Because not a lot of people put diamonds on Doom, but a lot of people put extra red stars on sus.
Yeah. And we had it down to like a science on how big of a Doom you needed to survive a sus. Now you don't. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna take people getting blown up until they realize how big a Doom they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Because Robbie still gets speed bar in 6, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the rooms are in there. So sweet.
Yeah, we're on the playtest right now.
Okay. So click on that one right quick for crossroads just to make sure I think I have 2 teams in mind. I'm not sure if I want to put both of them on the video though.
On crit apply bleed to primary target, and if Ghost Rider Robbie, Cosmic is an ally, and the character has bleed, they gain armor. and then they give a 20% crit chance.
Okay, so that's different than what's been written.
Yeah. So what Frame said is another valid strategy too, right? If you keep your Dormammu for defense, then you can bring your Dormammu Apocalypse Doom team into a Skrullen 4 and wipe it that way.
Yeah, that's a valid strategy. Okay. So then, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna do.
So you were thinking Black Knight with Robbie Reyes then?
No, now that I read that, because I was reading something about him getting turn meter per bleed, but not just a crit, right?
Yeah, well, it's in Robbie Reyes' kit where he gets turn meter per bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my instinct is Dorm MLF SD3.
Dorm MLF SD3. So no photon.
You don't. What would so run New Warriors through your head and see why it's a problem.
I know it's a problem because the Morgan Le Fay jumps in ahead. She gets 20% turn meter, then she gets 10%. So if you don't rewind her with your Sunfire, then she jumps ahead of Deathpool, right? But I think you would make sure you hit her with it, because then you're gonna get. So let's talk your position real quick. What would your positioning be on that? Because you're not gonna get the dodges off, right? So Hard Light is not rewinding anybody.
So MLF Dorm, Hard Light, Black Cat, Robbie.
Right. So the Firestar is gonna kill the Dorm, the Morgan, and the Hard Light, right? Firestar is going to do a massive rewinds, then Deathpool is going to spread it. They're going to bleed out. Deathpool passive is going to go. The rewinds that hit the Morgan will let the Dagger and Cloak go first. Now, you're still going to have to eat attacks from Robbie Reyes, probably. But the Morgan's definitely going to die twice before she gets a turn, and so is the Hard Light. So it becomes a Black Cat Robbie Reyes versus the world, in my opinion.
Are you sure that you're... Because, I mean, my multi-diamond... I mean, my 2.4 million, 2.6 million New Warrior struggled to kill an MLF. One time.
So that's gonna. So I try not to look at it from our perspective. Look at it from other people's perspectives. Because Firestar was a seasonal reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan Le Fay people are not putting diamonds generally on their Morgan Le Fay, except for us. Morgan Le Fay goes before Firestar? No, she doesn't.
No, she goes Firestar. If you rewind, if it goes Gwen, Firestar, and if you rewind MLF, then you get it Deathpool. If you don't hit MLF, then she goes immediately before Deathpool.
Yeah.
And she'll flip everything to bleeds, and you'll
Killshot. Did you bring Lizard in? Did you do any substitutions? Because if you take any New Warrior out, they lose speed bar. Yeah, so that's why. If you bring in Lizard, then Morgan still gets her 20%. You're no longer getting 35%. I think you're only getting 30%. But also, because Lizard goes before, Morgan's getting an additional 10%. So that's why Morgan went before in your case. I was told to bring Lizard. Well, no, you were told wrong if there's a Morgan there. I see what you're saying. So the Dormammu would make you have to kill the Morgan twice, right? Because if Morgan gets her ultimate off, like you're fucked. You're done.
You're dead.
Dormammu definitely dies because there's no deflex. So Gwenpool's going to flip everything, and the Firestar is going to kill him. I guess the upside would be that Deathpool isn't going to be able to spread onto the Morgan because the Dorm will be dead. So there is that.
Yeah, and you're assuming a gigantic freaking Firestar to get kill that fast.
Well, because I know Firestar was in the rewards, right? But I guess not everyone got multiple diamonds on her.
I mean, top 100 got 2. Anyone else think I just got 1, and I don't think 1.
That was in Raids or War. Which one was that?
War.
That's a lot of players. Top 100 alliances.
Yeah.
Because I gotta imagine like it's only the people we play against will have diamonds on Morgan, right? There was no event for her that gave it out readily. But
I don't think
either
so.
way, I think we're getting a little bit into the weeds. Like the idea is solid because Morgan has the resist in her kit. She gets the 100% resist. Does she spawn with defense up? I think
She has high resistance. She just has resistance from hell, so she can resist Firestar bleeds and stuff like that. Or if she resists offense up on Firestar, you lose.
Yeah, she resists all of them, but she does not give herself the defense up. So you're not fighting through the defense up at a resistance either, which is nice. Unless, does Miss Marvel give it to people? She might. Juicy's cam is off because I just I'm looking at something on the website real quick. No, so there's no defense up in that case either. But there's still the 100% resistance. You can't counter. You can't count off the 100% resistance. And then yeah, if Dormammu dies to the Firestar, which Dormammu would die to the Firestar, he'll have defense down from the Gwenpool. And then you can no longer spread. You would have to ult the Morgan with Deathpool to make sure she bleeds out.
Well, that and you're still leaving the Black Cat and Robbie and them just chilling on the right side.
And if you ult with Deathpool, then you're guaranteed not to get the follow-up one-shot kill, right?
Yep. That's just an example of things I've been thinking of doing.
Yeah. So yeah, I was thinking in 5, what I was going with is it adds a little bit more RNG to the failure. Now, if they bring Lizard, I think you're even worse off because Lizard can put a blind on Hard Light. But if they just go in there with straight new warriors, Noir strips off some of the dodges, and then whoever Hard Light hits is going to get blind. So in that case, if Gwen gets rewound, you lose. And if Firestar gets blind, I think you lose as well. So that's what I was going with on Secret Defenders in 5.
Yeah.
So why haven't people done Secret Defenders Dorm Morgan already? Just no one.
This is the longest time Morgan Darkhold's been a defense.
Yeah.
We just barely started seeing MLF on the team when Darkhold basically became obsolete.
Yeah. I tried Morgan with my Secret Defenders in one match. They got canned, but it wasn't with Dorm. In fact, I think it was 4 Secret Defenders and Morgan. The Dorm does add the Morgan.
Oh, the team's not worth putting. Unless you put like 3 diamonds on your MLF, like there's no regular Morgan doesn't do squat.
Yeah. I think I have diamonds on my Morgan. For some reason, I think we got one.
You're showing your Discord, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Let's get off that. I asked for some information about the totality of the anniversary rewards, and they gave it to me, so that's going to be good.
Yeah. Just don't want you to break in, as I knew what I was going to guess what server you're in, so.
Yeah, we're good. Otherwise, I'd kill the stream. There's nothing there. I like the idea. I would love to practice it.
This is why I would have wished I was on the preg test, but.
Have they reached out to you at all yet? Well, don't say anything, I guess. Maybe we'll talk later. Yeah. I assume they would have by now. I got the kill in MLF, and she revived and hit me with special. It's a rough defense. Yeah, I imagine it would be.
You don't really have a big enough window to get 2 kills on her.
Well, the whole thing would be that people are dying. So Dagger and Cloak are ulting, right? And they're going to be putting nasty blinds out. So if Morgan gets blinded, then her first turn is a wash anyway. So if she was rewound enough from Firestar, which I do think she would be rewound enough. Because the 3 offense downs do... Wait, does it do cumulative rewinds, or does it only do the 1? From Firestar. Like it hits 3 times, but if offense down is applied 3 times, does it rewind 3 times?
No.
Oh, that's different then.
So she will always go between Death Pull and Cloak. So Cloak will always get hit.
Okay, so then it just doesn't.
An ability blocked.
Yeah, yeah. So if multiple offense downs don't do it multiple times, then it won't work because you cannot spread offense down to her from Dormammu because Dormammu will 100% be dead. Oh, I like it.
And then you MLF Raider, so you get the crit, so that you get more bleeds, which makes Robbie go even faster and probably kill someone.
She's a good Raider too. And also, because it's New Warriors, she's going to flip a bunch of regions, so there's going to be so many bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
That increases their armor, though. I don't really ever pay much attention to armor. I don't really find armor changes things as much as... Jesus Christ, let me turn my light up. I don't really find armor changes much, but... well, it's only if they're an ally, anyway. Oh, that's going to mean that the New Warrior bleeds do less, right?
Well, it means you got to figure out something else to use on that team.
Yeah.
Or you have a big enough New Warriors that you actually just go after the right side, tank the Morgan ult, and kill the right side. And you have to be big enough to kill like the Robbie and the Black Cat and all them.
Well, yeah, the problem with that is going to be the Black Cat positioning, so you're not going to be able to spread it to Robbie again. Robbie will just revive.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
That's why I've had Black Hardlight in the middle for the longest, because it actually makes more difficult comps.
Yeah, to aim where the bleeds go and the offense down, the rewinds and everything. Since she takes her first turn at really quick anyway. Hardlight is one of the few characters where armor matters. That's true. I like it. The other... I don't know. I don't really think Cosmic Ghost Rider is worth trying to theory craft into, personally. Also, this doesn't do stack, doesn't it? Sorry, what was that?
He doesn't do jack. And also, he's good Morgan Le Fay fodder.
Yeah.
He's both a Mystic and a controller, so if your opponent has Morgan on offense, they... what's it called?
Get the quick ability block plus flips and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
With the trauma on it as well, so Peggy can't cleanse it. This doesn't stack, right? If Ghost Rider is an ally and this character's bleed, I don't think it stacks. Not that that's something to build into, but yeah, I don't think it stacks. Yeah. If nothing else, I think it would cause enough confusion that people will overcommit to it to try and clear it. I like it. I also like not using Noir, because I feel like Noir might have some good raid use with his double tags now. We'll have to play around with that. Like this, and then like this. There's a raider. Not that it matters for Dorm, but I guess Raider or Fortifier maybe. What do you like on your Black Cat and your Robbie? I like Black Cat as a Raider and Robbie as a Striker.
That's how I've had them for the longest.
Yeah, you too, huh? The bleeds are just so powerful on Robbie.
Yeah, the only thing I ever change is I change sometimes Robbie to a Raider if I have what's his face in there, like Sus and the better strikers, the Sus, the APOC. But I pretty much leave Black Cat now as a Raider.
All right, I think that's an interesting team to showcase. Which leaves what? Are you thinking Infinity Watch and 5 just to kind of blank out the room? I don't think there's many interesting teams that I want to throw in 5 that altern one, with the exception of, and Jumpy brought this up, like a Superior 6, but no Spider Slayer. Throw in like maybe Mysterio instead or something like that.
Does that change the outcome of like a Sus or an APOC comp?
Yeah, Doom doesn't get pushed without the Goblin having the offense up on spawn. So what ends up happening is Doom takes a lot of damage, and then Green Goblin ults and kills him.
I think. I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean,
I don't want to do it. I'm personally, for the first week, I want to commit as little. I don't want to overcommit to the defensive side at all. I'd rather, if I get my ass kicked, because some people have like these super interesting defense team, that's great, and I'm going to steal them and work my offense around like that. I don't want to not have the lion's share of my own roster. Like my extreme is going on defense. I'm probably putting Pegasus on defense. Or Bifrost. I don't know. That one's tough for me on which one I want to put up.
I have Bifrost in there right now just because Bifrost has less value elsewhere in case I have it freed up.
Yeah.
Like I can actually use Pegasus against your Affinity Watch. Bifrost is useless outside of room 2.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Or even just Kestrel as a plug and play. Has other value that Bifrost simply doesn't. Also, I think Bifrost, unless like people that we play against, it always muddies the waters, right? Because people that we play against, they might have Gear to 18 level 100 Death Seed just because. But for the most part, people kept investing in Bifrost because the slider made them need more focus, whereas they left their Death Seed where it was, level 95. Maybe some Gear 17s, some 18s possibly, but probably not. So I think the investment for the everyday player won't help bridge that gap that the 50% resistance still leaves on the Bifrost team.
Yeah, because I mean my Death Seed's at 1.7, 1.8, and then my Bifrost is probably 2.4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's just because I got some lucky diamond pools.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What are we thinking for 3? I refuse to put Superior 6 and 3. Unless I put Skrull on defense, I don't want to put Superior 6 on defense because I just have this like nagging fear. I would just get Skrull would demolish my Superior 6 in 3, and then the fact that they spawn with offense up won't matter at all. I also don't want to put my Extreme in 3 because I think again it would just get overcommitted to, whereas Extreme in 1 actually has some interesting value.
So you're either committing heavy to defense and you're putting both of them on defense, or I think it's going to start with the extreme being split because I think that's the best options of defenses after this.
So in the same way we used to, or are you thinking it's going to be just Gambit Rogue with Unlimited and then the 4-piece Extreme with some sort of plug and play character in 3?
Yeah, your Jubes, your
X23.
Yeah, it's actually better if you choose a smaller character, as you learned.
Yeah, Phoenix would be not a terrible idea.
A Green ISO Phoenix or Green ISO Jubilee.
Yeah.
Because if that Jube just gets clipped off accidentally, it just goes to hell.
Yeah, I think Phoenix has less armor than Jubilee too.
The only thing that does is, my only concern about putting ULX on defense is now you have a new Warriors target. Because you've killed new Warriors on most of the other rooms.
Yeah, and new Warriors, they don't rely on ability block. They rely on their trauma bleeds. They don't give a shit about Dazzler doing her cleanse.
Yeah. So that's my only concern about splitting them is that because they're not going to try new Warriors into 6 probably.
No, they will. For the first week, they will.
Yeah.
I would 100% still try it. Especially because I was under the impression that Firestar could hit her Cloak Rewind multiple times.
See here.
I sometimes find I have an issue too when I split up the rooms because, like you say, Unlimited will have a different available target, and then the Extreme team Well, shit, the Extreme team is pretty interesting even without Gambit, just because of Nightcrawler's speed bar shenanigans. My God.
I think more of the problem is that once you take out you, because their defensive options after ULX are a lot worse.
Yes.
Unless you're putting something that is insane.
Yeah, like unless you're putting Superior 6 in there, or if you're doing like you could still do your Skrull team in there to try and pull Cabal.
Yeah.
But then you lose your Skrull, and it's. I think that would probably be an easy win at that point, right? Cabal against your team, you lose the Dork too. So
let's see here, Cabal. I think it was Cabal with MOE that blew it out of the water. Yeah, Cabal MOE just. So he did Cabal MOE and then big time Spider-Man.
Right. That's not a
Commander
bad
finish
either, though. That's not a bad pull because then what do they do against your out of time team if you put? I think a full out of time team in 4 is interesting. What are you thinking for your out of time, or for your black?
I'm concerned about out of time. 4 provided a lot of protection that, especially because we fight people that actually have big Black Knights where like your 4/4 Black Knight gets beat by New Warrior. Like your out of time team.
Yeah. So you
have to realize
Black Knight plug and play somewhere else.
Yeah, well, I think if you're not a gigantic spender, I think that team gets beat by New Warriors.
Oh, I agree. Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
And then that's not a good use of your Black Knight, where you could have at least kept it on offense and beat a Skrull team with it.
I had terrible experiences trying to use Black Knight on offense on the baby account. Not the baby account, sorry, the non-spender account. My Black Knight just got demolished from whatever else was with Skrull.
Yeah. Oh, he has the same issues as he has on defense. If you didn't crack on him.
What do you think?
He's such a different character.
What do you think about Black Knight with a team like with a team like Bifrost or a team like Unlimited?
I like that. I like the idea of Unlimited with Black. Does that change? Yeah, because you can't really tangle that one safely anymore. You're gonna have to go in Guns of Blazing. Yeah, I mean that's just a struggle you're gonna have, right?
Yeah, because it would definitely increase the value of your Unlimited. Just take out what Sunfire. Or even Phantom. Phantom is nice though. If he were just to randomly die, given those extra attacks, kind of nice. Obviously, that's not going to protect you if they like Apocalypse Eternals it, but that's obviously nothing is. Well, in this scenario, in my head days here, I'm probably going to put Phoenix with my 4-piece Extreme. Wait, does Jubilee? Jubilee does get her assists outside. So she could actually do a nasty assist off Nightcrawler if they just try and let Nightcrawler go first.
I'll hold. Get Jubilee's kit right quick. I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Oh, her stuff's only Astonishing X-Men. I thought she gave raid. If she gave that raid bonus to X-Men, I was like, we might want to change our whole ideas.
Which raid bonus?
She gives 20% speed to Extreme, to X-Men, to Astonishing X-Men. If it was all X-Men, then I think we would need to adjust.
Put Extreme in too. If that was the case, that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, because everyone fast.
Catch you off guard. Yeah. I think I don't know. Pegasus might still crush. 75% speed bar on Pegasus is kind of nutty. All right. Where are we doing with Infinity Watch for you? I'm thinking they either go in 3, just because, hey, at least they'll tank whatever team they throw at it a little bit better than otherwise would. Or in 5, because they'll say, screw the blinds. We're just not going to get blinded.
I don't hate it. I so because my worry is like Pegasus will just smoke it,
Yeah. My
and then
hope is that with Bifrost in 2, they're gonna try Death Seed. They're gonna realize the Bifrost team still has 150% resistance, and then they're gonna hit Pegasus in 2 instead.
mm-hmm.
That's my hope. But yeah, Pegasus would destroy um, Infinity Watch elsewhere. But there's lots of teams that destroy Infinity Watch. They're just kind of slightly more annoying, right? Because, like you said, once you're dabbling in the realm of having unlimited on defense, like you're pushing the bottom. So let's talk stage 4 then as well. So if you're in the cheap to play, free to play market, and you don't have your Black Knight built up to or your out of time team built up to the where they might actually be a threat in 4, what are you putting in 4? Are you trying some sort of are we going back to the Black Order days, like Black Order Doom, Black Order Dorm, or something like that? Like, what are we thinking? Because
I mean,
the villains getting nerfed is scary, right?
you're more incentivized to use. It's 50% less health.
25%, yeah.
You're more incentivized to use. Holly, is there any other? I mean, because the problem with Darkholds for a lot of players is that most people don't build them up.
Darkhold? Are you're thinking with
The Black Order, sorry.
Black Order? Okay, I thought you were thinking Heartless back in that room because he's a villain, but I think Tangled Web would still demolish that, and then Morgan probably gives you more value in 6 for the what the fuck do I do factor. Superior 6 and 4 is a terrible idea in my opinion, because a lot of them open with their ults anyway. The ones who don't open with their ults are Craven and Spider Slayer. Honestly, if I'm not in control, I think I'd rather Spider Slayer start with his special anyway. And Craven starting with his ult, that'd be cool, but it's, in my opinion, it's definitely not worth them losing 25% life.
That and you're asking for Sus to go blow you to hell in like 2 turns.
Yeah, exactly. He would come in. He would. Well, yeah, you'd probably still have to do 3 turns, right? So you get your offense up. I think you'd still play it the same way. You'd basic to get the safeguard, especially to get the offense up. Doom would get pushed. Doom would surely get pushed by Green Goblin, whether there's a Spider Slayer or not there.
Hive Mind Sus.
Hive Mind Sus? Is that what you said? You're thinking Sus on defense, huh?
Well, I mean, it depends on where you're at, right? Because I think that he is the safest way to beat a Superior 6 and 3.
Yeah.
So if you're going to keep Superior 6 on offense, I think you have the liability to put Sus on. If you put Sus on defense, you have to keep Superior 6 on offense. You put Superior 6 on defense, you need to keep Sus on offense. Trying to think.
See, that's interesting because my head did the math the other way. My math was if I put Superior 6 on defense, and then they have their Superior 6 and their Skrull on defense, then I'm... No, wait. What was my thought process? My thought process was to keep them both either together. No, my thought process was if I want to put one on defense, I want to put both on defense. Because if my Superior 6 is just going to get Skrulled, then I want them to have to do something different for my Skrull. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think you got what's it called? Here's the thing. The problem with that is Cabal, because you just gave Cabal a great target.
By having Skrull on defense?
Yeah, Skrull on defense. Screams, please use Cabal here.
Yes, but then they wouldn't have Cabal for out of time. Or they wouldn't have Cabal for... I don't think Cabal is actually going to work on the raid teams, honestly. Because they all get on spawn speed bar, and then they do rewinds.
Because none of them are mystics, so you can't new warrior. Trying to think who you could cheese it with.
Yeah, like so if I wanted to go super heavy on defense, this is what I would do. I would put Superior 6 and 3, and I would put a Skrull team in 5. And I would leave out of time the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would put together my Skrull and my out of time team. I think that would be a mistake.
Yeah, that and then all, but then when we did that, now extreme just became a giant problem for you.
My enemy extreme teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Because those, if someone puts like this sort of extreme team, your counters are now way more limited without Hive Mind being what Hive Mind used to be, right? Like there's the Superior 6 team where you could use Vulture instead of Lizard, which is great. Or there's a bunch of different sus teams that could beat extreme. What else is there? Cabal probably gets it done. Do they dodge?
Gets done.
Do they dodge it? The vulnerables?
I think they just don't care.
They probably don't care because the dodges probably prevent the vulnerables, but then whatever villain you brought in there, probably like a Vulture or a Master's Eagle, whatever, they free reign to get crits.
Yeah.
MOE Doom works on extreme. I've seen that fail so many times from people.
Yeah. If you're forcing your opponent to do that, then you're winning because that's one of those like it works, but it also doesn't work.
Yeah, it works until
it's just
nothing goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I said the more you put sus, and because that's why I was thinking about sus or superior 6 needs to be on offense because if you don't have either, then you're stuck doing like MOE APOC to be safe or something like that to beat.
Yeah, but so also if someone has the extreme on defense and superior 6 on defense, then your Skrull can only take out one of them, right? And then you're stuck doing that anyway.
So,
you know what? Maybe superior 6 on defense is an okay move, simply because it'll pull the Skrull away from tackling the extreme team. But if I'm going to split the extreme team up, then I stop carrying because there's going to be lots of teams that could beat Unlimited. You named a few, and there'll be more teams that could beat Extreme Jubilee. Like I ended up bringing Tangle Web in there, but that's because your stage 6 stretched me in a lot of different ways that Cabal doesn't allow anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's the crux of this. Because I think people are going to overcommit on defense this first week because they were so used to using Hive Mind in so many places.
Yeah.
And they don't realize how much offense they lost on just that piece disappearing.
True. And how do we feel about Hive Mind on defense somewhere?
They suck royally.
Yeah, but people will try and like budget beat them, you know what I mean? They'll try and do something like Magneto into it.
You realize Eternals, Loki, Emma, and who cares else will one-shot it without it getting a turn.
Right, because Cersei gets to go first. I wonder how widespread that is.
I think you could use like Omega Red because Omega Red's gonna get to his ult before Hive Mind gets its first turn.
Right. Okay. So they are out. They would be the new Pegasus, where Eternals can speed their way through it. Yeah. What about Void Knight?
He's a great defense or offensive. I think he gets love. He's still used. He's a great counter to your Room 4.
Yeah, a little bit of RNG to it, but he definitely helps, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the block chance on D-Bus for the D-Flex?
25%.
Oh, that's it? I thought it was higher. 25 is still 25, though.
It's better than 0 because any without blocks, it would be 0% because yes,
it'd just be wrecked. And in that case, Hive Mind. It depends on the block amount. Oh, I wonder. I don't know what the. I know Captain America and Peggy block more. I'm not sure Black Knight. I would doubt it. I wonder what sort of Void Knight team would come in and demolish for. Of course, a Red Hulk Apocalypse Void Knight team is going to get it done this season. Like, not really concerned about that. But then at least you're pulling the Apocalypse. I don't know. I agree. So I want to save more defense than not. So I think I do like yours. Split up the extreme idea. Because Unlimited, otherwise the other Unlimited members do nothing. Those other mutants are doing nothing. Then Infinity Watch and 5. I think that's kind of like the budgetary see the landscape kind of thing. Yeah. But if you wanted to turtle hard, what are you doing?
If you're turtling hard, Extreme in 1, Bifrost in 2,
Superior 3.
Superior 3, Black Knight in 4, maybe even Black Knight Dorm. No, I like 6. Also do something with like a Vulture. Because once you put Superior 6 on defense, you might as well just toss Vulture in room 4 to be a pain.
Yes, agreed.
Because he's lost so much value.
Well, he'll still have his value with the Cabal team. Unless like you're set on doing MOE. MOE is definitely the better option, but Vulture would be the next stage down.
No, well, the MOE is the nuclear option.
Yeah.
The MOE is the I saw a 3-diamond Black Knight. I'm going straight to Kang because Kang is the only one that's big enough to. He's the only toon on my roster big enough to kill something like that.
Yeah. Because
of the way his kick works in Crucible. His damage output's higher than like APOC. And Sus. Because of the way his kit reads in Crucible.
Yeah. Yeah, piercing on his basic, right? Are the new room rules? These are the new room rules, Moise. So with that in mind, because my Cabal team fell to pieces today because of a Black Knight. So if MOE Cabal becomes the Black Knight plus solution, I think you do have to start budgeting your offense around the idea that your Masters of Evil don't exist anymore. And since you lost Hive Mind as well, then the first week it's a very good idea to save a little bit more for offense. And just like the interesting raid rooms, we're gonna see how that shakes things up, right? Because things are different now with bigger teams, plus the anti-resist. And then I like your Secret Defenders team is probably gonna shake things up too. They're probably gonna do something goofy in there, and take a little L to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then the question is, how do you elevate your Black Knight team to the point where somebody wants to use Cabal Masters of Evil on it and not just, YOLO New Warriors into it or YOLO something else? But then there's the free-to-play perspective where Black Knight might just be plug and play somewhere else. Oh, Quicksilver. Are we putting Quicksilver with Infinity Watch again this season? I think so.
It helps push away the people wanting to put Pegasus against it.
Yeah.
It lowers but people probably aren't going to Pegasus your iWatch. But it does make like Eternals big time not. Remember, Eternals big time is very efficient against Infinity Watch.
Yeah, and if they try and War Dogs it, that can get super messy for them with Quicksilver.
There's no way. Because now we were doing Eternals big time at the end of season 4 or season 5. Mm-hmm. It pushes like 2019 scores, which is better than Wakanda and way safer.
Yeah, there's no rule that's really going to protect them anymore either. Shawnee, Hive Mind be a good defense team in the raid room? No. Because if somebody has their Pegasus on offense, your Hive Mind team evaporates by the 5th turn, so it's super efficient. And if they Bifrost it, the enemy Void Knight goes first, and then because he's a Cosmic Hero, the Bifrost team gets Safeguard. They keep all their buffs, and then they walk over the Hive Mind team. So unfortunately, Hive Mind's pretty much a bust in the raid room. Unless they put Extreme there, then Hive Mind apparently does beat Extreme.
Yeah, but then at least you have Hive Mind on offense to deal with that if they do that.
Yes.
So you have that going for them.
Yeah, I think Pegasus demolishes Extreme too. Could be wrong, but
yeah,
I'd have to wait.
Yeah, the only thing there are a couple tricks you can do. Like I think it's too early to suggest any hybrids in room 2, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna start seeing like Sus in room 2. We're gonna see APOC. We're gonna see Black Knight in 2. To spice that up.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly at our level.
Yeah.
The lower levels probably not. But for us, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Sus in room 2 week 1. But different world.
You know what? The thing about it is, if they put Sus with Bifrost, there's nothing the Cabal team can do. Maybe, I don't know, no, it would still not work out for them well. Because Sylvia gets 45% speed bar. If you go in with Masters of Evil, I mean, you may be able to butcher the scroll. I mean, if Black Knight, well, no, because Scroll will go first with all those buffs, won't he?
Your opponent keeps scrolling offense. They are going to shred that team with a vengeance because that Bifrost is going to spawn with like 2 turns of buffs.
Yeah.
Sus will ult by the time they get to their turns. They can ability block Sylvie or Sus.
Yeah. Who would you drop for Sus on Sus Bifrost? You drop, I think it's Beta Rebuilds when you drop. You need you want the Teen Loki because he's the one who gives resist. Or was it Teen Loki that we dropped?
It's Teen Loki we dropped because you get 2 heroes, 2 villains.
It was the Teen Loki that we dropped for that particular matchup. You lose your resist, but then obviously Death Seed doesn't work because Skrull fucks them up for the most part. Yeah, if we're not going to lean to the resist, then he would definitely be the one you drop.
And then you're just hoping your opponent doesn't have Sus.
Yeah.
Sus on offense.
Because if you're Sus, if someone uses Cabal Sus against Bifrost Sus, the Cabal team is going to win. Because the Sus will rewind the shit out of the Sylvie, hit a bunch of people, flip a bunch of stuff, crit a bunch of times, and then the Cabal's going to come in and just run over everybody. But Apocalypse would be a different story.
Yeah, and it's not like back in the day where no one ran Sus on offense.
Yeah.
Now Sus is kind of like a good because the Cabal manhandles him so much. I think room 2 is the only place where that's if you want an actual defense to stop Cabal, this is the only place you can put Sus. Either with Pegasus or with Bifrost.
I think it would be with Pegasus. Because the Pegasus team just gets way more speed bonus to all of the members. So, because what can Sus... I don't think he would get the 600% and go before the Ironheart goes. Because he might, though. I'd have to see. But they don't have Cabal for other rooms. Yeah, that's true. If they have to budget... And so here's the other thing. In Stage 2... The teams that you can use as counters, the Bifrost, the Pegasus, they don't flex to other rooms the same way. So if you can force your opponent to use Cabal on 2, that's a big win.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, Pegasus with Sus is super interesting as a defense. And I do not want to put that out into the world.
Yeah. That's a top 100 problem, not a... Yeah. Let's make this a top 1,000 problem today.
Pegasus doesn't have any villains, though. Would that matter? No. I mean, you would lose a bunch of the rewind, but you would still Your sus would lose some of his rewind, but it's the Pegasus other members will fuck shit up.
Yeah, because they get a bunch of damage and a bunch of other stuff.
And you don't have to drop Kestrel if you're putting sus in there. Because if somebody goes in with Bifrost to try and tackle your Pegasus sus, the sus goes first, and the sus is going to rewind and flip buffs, and Kestrel's going to pop off on certain people anyway.
That he's going to explode before you get a turn, because in Raise you get even more buffs.
That's true.
So there's a decent chance that sus takes 3 turns before you get a turn.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, let's not put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you standing with your final verdict right now? Like, what in your head? Read me your teams 1 through 6.
Look in game real quick, so I can.
Because based off the conversation we've had, I'm thinking I'm doing Unlimited in 1, Bifrost in 2, Extreme Phoenix or Extreme Jubilee in 3. Jubilee's interesting because of the assist mechanic. I would do full out of time in 4 because of what my account is, but otherwise, I think I would do a. What would I do in 4 if I didn't have a full out of time team? I don't really want to lose Vulture or Doom on offense for week 1.
Black Knight with. I have Black Order with Black Knight.
Black Order with Black Knight. With no Quicksilver, New Warriors is going to rip that up, but I don't hate it either, though.
I could probably put Captain America back in.
Yeah, I think you would want to at least hit a little bit more. But then you're losing 25% speed bar to Thanos. But also, the New Warriors will push enough people that Thanos will get more speed bar. Would Bifrost with Black Knight be a thing at all? We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we're going to see Black Knight with a bunch of different things this season. Probably pretty early on, too.
Yeah. You could put Black Knight with Infinity Watch. That's another option.
Just trying to think the current counters that we use for Infinity Watch. Obviously, that would demolish War Dogs. The Eternals team... I think Icarus would get fucked up by a big Black Knight.
I mean, you can APOC Eternals it, but then it's APOC Eternals.
Yeah. But I wonder if you would need to APOC Eternals. You probably would. Because Black Knight with the trauma, you would have to do a big counter to that. And New Warriors are not exactly fun to use into Infinity Watch.
Yeah. And I guess you could try Tangle Web, Eternals, Big Time Spider-Man.
You could, but there are some annoying, unavoidable attacks, like the Adam Warlock special, the Gamora ultimate, that if Black Knight were to knock people low enough, you could get super sketchy there.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what would I end up doing there? I think I would end up throwing Apocalypse at it, but not with the Eternals. I would do like a Red Hulk Apocalypse team probably. Just to make sure I can punch out the Black Knight right away. Actually, Big Time would work pretty good against Black Knight now that he can ult turn 1 too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another option there. Huh. There would be options, but I agree with you that Black Knight Infinity Watch could ruffle some feathers for sure. And would you put that in 4?
Oh, no, I put that at 5. And then I would probably put some type of villain team in 4. What does Flashbang do again?
It just makes the primary targets get blind when an ult happens, and then the targets who have blind lose 5% speed stat and 25% armor.
Mm-hmm. Speed stat.
At least I assume it's speed stat, because when it's speed bar, they say speed bar. So
Nebula's gonna come out there and she's gonna blind somebody out the gate.
Yeah. And then with the immunities, they're kind of like they kind of just ignore the enemy's blind stuff.
If she misses, does that affect that blind or no?
Yeah, it has to be on hit.
Okay.
Like if she's blind, she won't be able to apply the blind.
Just wondering if Weaver will help make sure that doesn't just completely screw you over.
Well, Nebula goes before Weaver, doesn't she?
You can fix that problem.
You could. You'd have to commit some stuff to it, though. Yeah, because that's another thing, right? Trying to find a use for your Tangled Web. Tangled Web works great against straight Unlimited, too. Just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And today I did Tangled Web, Nova with the Eternals, because I think it was Saw Owner that said that. And that crushed on a straight Unlimited in Crucible.
It's Tangleweb, Kestrel, and then I think it's Nova and somebody else.
Yeah. I imagine that would do it too.
Something like that. That's sufficient. You can basically stun everybody and blow them up.
Yeah. Would Tangled Web on defense in 5 mess with the new warrior counter? The 2099 should go pretty quick. He ults. Does he take all their dodges off when he ults or no? Does he hit them? I don't think he actually hits them, does he? But if you did like big time new warriors, that could mess with it. Because Gwen... Is Gwen unavoidable? I don't think she is. Well, no, hold on. New warriors get extra accuracy, so they don't give a shit about blind.
Doesn't the double blind actually will make it stop?
What's that?
The double blind will actually make it miss.
If she has already gotten her thing off, right?
Yeah, if Weaver's got charges and they're blinded, then they will miss.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is Firestar will go first before Weaver gets her charges off, right?
Mm-hmm.
29 actually attacks all enemies as well on ult, so it would affect all the dodges. Trying to... Because they get multiple dodges.
Can Tangleweb Unlimited actually stop new warriors?
A Tangleweb Unlimited combo, you mean?
Yeah.
I would think so. Because it'll be pretty ugly. I can't find Gwen to save my life. It is Gwenpool. Yeah, okay. Photon would make miss, wouldn't she? Yeah, but we moved Photon over to 6. I think Jguisti's idea with Dorm there is pretty solid. Okay, so Gwenpool, she can miss on her special. Yeah, so if you bring in Big Time and Big Time chooses Gwenpool, that's a wrap. And then, yeah, Firestar also can miss on her ultimate. So if she gets blind, that's a wrap too. I think Big Time would really, 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 really screw with the new warrior team. Oh, you're saying we could bring Photon. Oh, you're right. We could bring Photon into 5. Oof. Yeah, you're right. We could do like a Tangled Web Photon. Oh, you could throw Big Time in there to get more dodges off so that you can get another blind from 2099, and then Weaver throws out a blind. Oh god, that's brutal. That could be pretty brutal. Masters of Evil would crunch it. Superior 6 would crunch it. Cabal might struggle in that room.
They probably just wouldn't. You would Masters of Evil that, which I think is a win.
A win in what
Right?
regard? And a win in the regard that they can no longer use Cabal Masters of Evil against you, or a win in the fact that you lost your
Well, you
Tangled
can't
Web?
use them. But they've lost their Masters of Evil. Because they need Masters of Evil in so many places. It's probably the most valuable. I mean, what? Superior 6 and Masters of Evil are probably the two most
Yeah.
precious
This
at these
Tangled Web
teams.
3. Fuck, Noir did get a nice little stat bump, too.
And that means that big time's gonna hit harder. Which doesn't really matter, but
Yeah. Not an assault, but when he reaches his special in that, that hurts. And that's unavoidable, too. So Photon gets dropped.
Did you keep Photon or you
Say again?
so would you keep Photon or what would you do?
I would put Photon in on that. I would put Photon with Tangle Web in, I think, Big Time Spider-Man. Alternatively, what would you want to do? Would you want to find a way to shoehorn Quicksilver in here or something like that? In which case, you would drop the Noir. Because who would be another fun fifth you can throw in there? I love that idea. Losing Tangled Web feels a lot less bad than losing Superior 6 or losing Skrull. But it adds like a holy shit, what is this? What do I do here factor to it. Void Knight would also be an interesting move here as well, right? Because he would go fast and he would have flip buffs, ability block, and also give blind.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an interesting play here as well. Maybe him over Big Time. Because Noir is going to take a lot of the dodges off. Well, no, because he's not going to go before the New Warriors do. I think I'd rather go with Big Time because he goes before them.
Yeah. Um. Now, one thing to note is that it might actually be better to not bring Noir
Why?
because he helps New Warriors out.
In what regard?
Because when he goes so early that he actually speeds up, or he gets the speed bar flipped on 2099.
He gets the speed bar flipped on 2099.
Speed up, sorry, speed up.
If you have his passive T forward, is what Papa is saying.
Yeah, but by now everyone has Noir's passive T forward.
Okay, I'm forgetting what the draw in here. So Firestar's passive on Spunky Charge on any enemy turn, if charged, attack the enemy with the highest speed, ignoring taunt and stealth for 250% piercing, applying offense down, flip speed up, and lose one charged. Okay. Well, Big Time would also get that. Would also make that happen, right? But Big Time, because it's speed up and not speed bar that he's getting, it kind of works out a little bit better.
Well, he's so close to 2099
Yeah.
that it doesn't.
They kind of go back to back anyway.
Yeah.
So Nor.
Because what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nor doesn't make the team.
That sucks. Yeah, Nar was so close to greatness.
Because I wonder who you would put.
So I do think Big Time. I like the idea of Big Time because of the blind. What about some Hive Mind members here now?
Well, Photon's still the good choice for that.
Right. Yeah, Photon's got to be on the team.
Going with New Warriors.
Like optimally, we would love another character that's gonna somehow go before Firestar, right? Because you would love another person who's gonna ult and potentially put another blind out. Yeah, Winston, that's why Photon is here because the blinds that'll come from 2099 ult and big time ult, they normally wouldn't affect the new warrior team because they get 100% extra accuracy, but Photon will remove another 100%.
I mean, you don't really miss Quicksilver or Red Hulk.
Yeah, but they don't go before Firestar. There may not be many other characters that do go before Firestar anyway, though.
They'd have to spawn with speed up to do that.
Or get some sort of speed bar. But 35% speed bar from New Warriors is a lot. Ooh, Lizard.
Lizard doesn't get speed up unless there's a.
Mike, is there no Spider-Verse character in New Warriors? Is really?
No.
Gwenpool's not Spider? Oh, that's strange. Okay. Vulture, but he specials, not ults. He would get the speed just because they're heroes. Void Knight's just not quite enough.
Taskmaster's not a bad idea. Kingpin doesn't do anything right defensively.
Nah, the Kingpin would give them energy. And a death pool hit. You might be right. This might just be a rune to put in a tanky bruiser type character. I think I would. If we're using Infinity Watch, I don't know, man. I still kind of feel like I'd want to put Quicksilver here. Because Quicksilver could get speed up, right? Not that that'll make him go first, but he might go before Cloak in that case. Or maybe before.
Well, no, it's the fact that he punches Gwenpool right in the face and nearly kills her.
Yeah, that's another option.
And rewinds her so that she doesn't get to her ult in time. Because they're looking at this, so they're gonna go straight to they're gonna use just New Warriors on or Masters of Evil on this, which I think is our effective. Like, do they need Quicksilver to make them use Masters of Evil here, or not?
I feel like a lot of people are just going to get caught out by the photon of it all. Shit, I didn't mean to take her out. God damn it. I'll change this. So the other alternative is just like a Nova or something, right?
I mean, if you really want to choose the New Warrior comp, you can use Doc Ock.
Lose him from your Superior 6, yeah.
Well, you don't really need Ock for Superior 6 as much, though.
Yeah. Especially since Vulture is kind of a floating agent now.
I mean, he's probably better than Lizard, but...
You don't like Void Knight for the pull-in ability block and blind? No, I do, Dacier. And, yeah. Void Knight... So we already have two characters that are going to go before Firestar, right? We have the Big Time and the 2099. They're both going to go before Firestar, presumably. There's one speed stat difference between 2099 and Big Time. And so by the time Spider-Man 2099's speed up is flipped into slow, I think he still goes before the Firestar. I forget how that plays out. He does.
He does by a long shot.
So then you have two opportunities to get a blind out. Now you can either get the blind out on Gwenpool, which I don't think actually does anything in this matchup, but a blind on Firestar, I think would make you lose this because you would lose all your rewinds. A blind on Deathpool does nothing because Deathpool is going to put it back on you and then spread it to people adjacent. A blind on Cloak would stop a lot of debuffs, which would be nice. A blind on Dagger does very little because if it's Dagger, like getting the blind on Dagger, you're probably going to be dead by the time she goes anyway. But you have 2 chances of it going to Firestar.
You can also toss Emma in here, and I'm pretty sure Weaver now goes before them too, so you get a third ult.
Emma's gonna sap 10% speed bar from them. Gwenpool is gonna go first, and she will give Weaver 10% speed bar. I think you're right. I think Cable probably does it as well. But Emma would be overall better. Because yeah, Gwenpool's gonna go, right? And then Gwenpool is gonna, obviously she has to hit the Tangle members. It gives 10%. 2099 gives 20%. So she's got 30% now. New Warriors get 35%, but Emma's 10% speed stat reduction makes up for 5% speed bar. We've seen that 100 times. Emma greater than Cable. So yeah, that would make Weaver go first. That's another blind, or at the very worst, a stun on somebody like Deathpool, and that'd be huge. Those blinds adding the slow is going to throw off the turn order too. Well, Spider-Man 29 is only going to land. No, that's true, because Big Time is going to take... No, Big Time's unavoidable. He does not take dodges off. So I don't think 29 lands is the... I like 29
He
lands.
flips everything.
Sorry, what?
He flips like so many things because he flips once on his passive and then he flips on his ult.
Yeah, but I think they get 2 dodges.
What's his face is gonna rip them all off.
No, because Big Time is unavoidable. So he'll rip the dodges off of one character, but the other ones, the dodge just stays. It doesn't move. It's my understanding anyway. Either way, I think it's going to be worth a shot. I just don't know if I want to throw in Emma, Void Knight, or Quicksilver. I think I'm leaning Emma here.
Yeah, because the only reason I would on Emma on offense is just so that if my opponent puts Hive Mind on defense, I got a cheese counter.
Right.
Instead of having to actually muscle it down.
Yeah, because especially if you do this, you're also losing your Tangled Web as a potential easy Hive Mind counter. But Emma probably throws the biggest wrench in the New Warriors here, I think. Just the extra character who possibly could put a blind on Firestar, and then the snowball is going to be real. Would you have enough damage though? Because Photon's going to do good damage, right? We're definitely going to make Big Time Spider-Man. God damn it, the stupid button. We're definitely making Big Time Spider-Man a Raider to get as many vulnerables out there as possible. 2099, I think he probably stays Skirmisher. Striker on Weaver, probably Striker on Photon. So let's play it on our head. Firestar gets blinded. Oh no, I can't ult because it's going to miss. Does Deathpool, Cloak, and Dagger come in here and just kill everybody anyway because everybody's squishy? I would just mirror it with Tangled and Dying Mr. Negative. interesting train of thought. Yeah, mirror would definitely work, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you'd be able to make it so your weaver goes first.
Mm-hmm. What would Black Knight do here as a fifth?
As a fifth, he would definitely stop the new warriors. Would he? I think he might still need Captain America. You would still get 2 blinds ahead. You don't use Noir because Noir gets so much speed bar from the new warriors that 2099 and Big Time haven't gathered any speed bar from their speed up yet, and then Firestar flips it, and then that character becomes dead on arrival. But yes, most people do keep their Tangled Web on offense, so if they saw this, they could probably just mirror it.
Mm-hmm.
That would give a little bit of clearance to your Unlimited, but then they would just shift their new warriors over to your Unlimited. And then I don't think there's a way to protect. I don't think a Black Knight could protect this from a mirror. Because Big Time Spider-Man is gonna flip the stuff off Black Knight, right? Because he doesn't have the deflex.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but then he's also that character's then also hitting your Weaver, and then if your Weaver gets the charges up first, could be really bad for them. But I think what Killshot is saying is he could just mirror this. He doesn't need Photon because he doesn't need the extra decrease accuracy. And then he could bring somebody like Hella or Mr. Negative to get that 10% rewind. But then Black Knight would maybe kill everybody. Maybe Black Knight would kill the Weaver in that regard.
Yeah.
Let's put this one on the back burner. I think I'll test this on the baby account. See what people do. Because the Emma.
It feels like,
yeah. Go ahead.
I think we're trying to force this one too much.
Where's Emma? Hello, there she is. I think this is probably the best version of the team, but I do think the mirror with Negative over Photon probably gets it done easily enough. All right, let's just get this. Let's get some words in a recording. I do think the Unlimited becomes the go-to here if you're trying to keep most things on offense.
Mm-hmm. Entangle Web doesn't protect what's it called, does it really?
Which one are you trying to go for there? What do you mean?
Oh, if you did Tangle Web with Unlimited, the old 3, doesn't protect them from new warriors or anything like that?
Nah, because they don't care about the Tangled Web charge mechanics, so I think they still just go straight for the Gambit Rogue, kill them, and then clean up the Tangled Web.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about this? X23 with the Unlimited. mean, obviously, she's easy new Warriors fodder. Phoenix would at least pop up and do 10-20% life to them. That's true. Yeah,
I think
Callie
X23
is.
is an offense too.
Say that again, sorry?
I think X23 is an offense too, and I think she doesn't really do a whole lot on defense.
That's sad. I really want to find a use for her. All right. If I was doing Phoenix, I'd probably want it beside the Rogue. I'd probably want Phantom X beside the Phoenix. Something like this. Phoenix, we can probably just make her a level 1 Raider so that she can't be ability blocked. We either have to kill her or let her stealth. I'd probably make everybody a Raider here, actually. How do you feel about that? Dazzler definitely becomes a Raider, right? So that she can't be ability blocked from like a Titania or something like that. And then you have new Warriors come in here and smash it, but that's almost worth it kind of thing. You, Sunspot, and Jubilee. This is good, so I can add the footage of this team just pissing me off when I had to face it against you. Hide Forge in the corner where Jubilee once was.
And then drop Jubilee's ISO to the lowest thing you possibly can.
Yeah.
Straight. You want her just to like clip. I don't know where.
Yeah, okay. They get offense up, so they do excel in that room quite a bit. I like that. Okay, so we don't need a skirmisher Nightcrawler anymore. I like healer on my Forge now. In Crucible. Okay. And then for 5. So we were trying to force 5. You think 5 just stays Infinity Watch?
I think Infinity Watch at least.
Budgetary defense team.
You don't miss the problem with Infinity Watch is you don't really love them on offense, and you'll miss Tangled way more than you'll miss Infinity Watch.
Yeah. And if it's an easy mirror, then you're trading 1 for 1, but you lose an offensive weapon and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is budgetary, and when you want to start getting crazy with it, you start incorporating our big hitting characters into 2, Skrulls, Apocalypse, etc. You consolidate your X-Men team. You throw Superior 6 up there. You, yeah, we start getting a little bit more into the weeds then. So we can talk about both options. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's hit record. I'll kind of just direct the conversation. You just say what you want to say. We'll go from there. And then we're just going to be on this page, and I will probably edit in. If I can find some footage of examples that you bring up or that I bring up, I'll edit that in post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me bring you over here. All right. 3, 2, 1. How's it going, everybody? I'm here with Jguisti, the budgetary Crucible master at coming up with very clever defensive teams to make Kraken struggle against, but also keeping himself an offensive roster so he can get full clears and hopefully one-shot everything. And we're going to be talking about the Crucible rules that we have available to us in Season 7, some options that we thought about, some of the theory crafting we just did here on stream, and probably what we're going to be doing ourselves in the first week. So, Jguisti, when you started reading the rules for Season 7, how did it make you feel? Were you more excited than Season 6, or do you think it might be a little stale?
I think it's early to make a decision on that. I want to see these rooms play out. My instinct is that these rooms aren't strong enough to change any of the meta. The top 12 teams stay the top 12 teams.
Minus Hive Mind.
And then you lose Hive Mind, but you also get a raid team. So, but I think a lot of the same teams you're using are sadly going to be the same teams for season to season.
Yeah, and the way I have it set up right now, it's almost like they didn't really change where they're going in the rooms either, with the exception of that stage 6. So let's break it down room by room. So we got the full house room. In this room, ability block is going to be kind of running rampant depending on what ISO you got. Striker, it'll increase your damage if you have ability block. Raider, you'll actually clear that ability block. That's going to kind of create the most havoc. And then skirmishers, even if they're doing AoE hits, they're going to put that that ability block on absolutely everybody. My gut reaction here was, and this is how I normally do my crucibles, is I want 2 big rooms that are going to give my opponent enough RNG issues that they're going to take an L, or just stretch them a little bit too much, right? But with the introduction of the Cabal team, and how Cabal doesn't really seem like they're going to be a good defensive team with that on-spawn speed bar still going through, I think you actually talked me out of what I was going to do. Because I was going to do full extreme here with Rogue instead of Sunspot. And I was going to have Raider on Forge, Skirmisher on Nightcrawler to get my own AoE stuff out there, since Nightcrawler naturally clears buffs on his turn, kind of like Kang does. But we're kind of going with, and this is a team used against me in our last Crucible matchup, is Unlimited with Phoenix. Now, Stage 1 last season made it like Gambit a time bomb or a proximity bomb, right? If he got low enough and then he ulted, death. Here, the interesting idea is that it kind of makes Dazzler only controllable with a stun. So why don't you talk me through what we're feeling on Stage 1 with this current team we have here?
Yeah. So I think this is more of an offensive focused roster. So we're thinking more for the general player, right? This is a team. This is a if you know everything, because when you start getting into higher levels, you're going to start seeing more things on defense. And I think this is the best low budget or like B tier defense, right? Because so this is a good team, right? It's going to soak up a New Warriors, it's going to soak up Masters of Evil, something along that lines to make it difficult. But this is probably the first team that you're going to take out if you wanted to run something more defensive meta heavy, right? You're going to first thing you probably do is you take this team, you condense down your extreme and your ULX, your extreme and ULX, and then you put something else here to stretch, right? Because the combined team is a lot stronger. But both these teams take good counters to beat, so that's why you want to just kind of stretch out your opponent a little bit more.
Yeah, like you said, to beat Stage 1, like they're going to have to do maybe an Eternals Apocalypse, a Tangled Web Eternal team, Masters of Evil, a New Warriors. Of course, something like Superior Six or Cabal will come in here and demolish this. But they can't hit it with like Wakanda and walk away. They can't just safely beat it with Death Seed and walk away. So they're just going to have to do something that's going to tax their offensive roster a little bit. Moving on to Stage 2. I think Stage 2 is probably going to be the stage that is going to actually evolve the most and have the most irregularities in it. Because the raid teams are not going to fall victim to Cabal because they have on-spawn speed bar in most cases, right? Like Sylvie, 45% on-spawn speed bar, then hits you with a nasty rewind. Pegasus, up to 75% speed bar, just hits you with so much damage out the gate. Hive Mind, they get some speed bar with the Void Knight, and then they can get other speed bar, which would be stopped by the Cabal team, but Hive Mind is kind of the worst defense team in here anyway. The Extreme team, they do get 25% speed bar on spawn, all of them, and then Nightcrawler gets speed up, and then obviously Nightcrawler's not going to give any further speed up, although I think with his dodges, he might still give the speed bar if they do dodge that Skirmisher from Iron Patriot. So I do think that Stage 2 is going to be where you might see characters like Skrull eventually pop up, Apocalypse, other options like that. But like you said, we want to talk to the general player base the most right now. How do you think this is going to go? Because Bifrost was the big headache team before. They've taken away 50% of their resistance. Do you think Death Seed can come in here and beat that? Or what do you think is going to happen with Stage 2 for the first weeks?
Yeah. So I think that first of all, it's just kind of explain that a little bit, right? So raid teams have this. They have these supercharged parts of their kits that make them very difficult for Crucible. Boosts do not are not as high as not as strong as raid boost.
Yeah.
Raid boosts, if you read raid tunes kits, they are insane. And so you can't really use a lot of your a lot of your traditional Crucible counters into this room because it's really going to be a lot of raid teams versus raid teams. There are some exceptions. We're not going to get into that, but just that idea that you're probably going to use one raid team to beat another raid team,
Yeah.
and so with that, your strongest two are probably Pegasus and Bifrost. And I think that Pegasus has more value on offense. You can at least use them elsewhere if someone you put something weird into. And whereas Bifrost, if you can't use Bifrost here, they're just can't you know they're not going to have any value for you in any other room but two.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, you're taking away a decent offensive weapon if you put Pegasus here. Though I do think Pegasus is a arguably the better raid team against Extreme, against Hive Mind. But Bifrost will beat Pegasus. So you would again be taxing yourself on offensive team when you don't have to, and it can be beatable. So that's interesting enough. Moving on to
Yeah.
stage 3. So stage 3, all characters who have taunt are going to gain offense up on their turn, and all allies that have offense up will assist now on turn as well, which I think it's a very powerful room, but one that is easily circumvented just by beating the enemy team on speed, right? You think about putting Superior 6 here, well, that Scroll Doom counter can get through that, unless you make some alterations to Superior 6, which again, we're not going to talk about here in this video just quite yet. Otherwise, a great budgetary team. This is another one that you brought up, another one that you kicked my butt with, is Extreme with Jubilee. Why don't you talk us through why this team is pretty successful here and how it's going to tax your enemy?
Yeah, so it has a bunch of offense ups, and I mean the big counter right Superior 6 with Vulture does win pretty handily. That being said, Hive Mind Vulture is out of the question now because it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really just stuck with that as a counter. So you're achieving your goal, right? You're pulling the Superior 6 into this room, because there's not a whole lot else. And the reason Jubilee is here, she gives the rest of the team health with her passive, but if she dies, she speeds up the Forge, and the Forge goes crazy. So when they try to take those budget options of Tangle Web or New Warriors, there's a good chance that she gets clipped off, which usually is a bad thing, right? But here she's gonna make Forge go crazy. She's gonna make Nightcrawler go crazy. And then when they start going, it is brutal. They could easily just start racing you because right once he goes, then they're gonna give Cyclops or sorry, when Sunspot goes, he's gonna give energy. The Cyclops is gonna ult, and it's unavoidable. It's super strong damage, and it probably wipes most teams, as you learned.
Yeah, and a lot of people got themselves a big Cyclops from. He was one of the original Diamond characters from the season. So yeah, I like this team. Other options that could go here, the Spirit 6 team, but we talked about that briefly. Another team that has offense up on spawn. So we got Extreme, we got Spirit 6. It's a little bit limited, right? It's like Young Avengers gets it, but Young Avengers is so old they would easily get double tapped by the newly built Eternals that are still relevant, whereas Young Avengers fell off. Not many other teams would feed directly into that room, but there's some interesting characters that would. Apocalypse gets an early offense up. Eternals spawn with it. Kestrel spawns with offense up, so that's an interesting character that can go in there. So I do think that we might see some evolution in this room, but nothing that jumps out at you on this first glance. So I'll be interested to see what people do week 1. All right, stage 4, the Unstable Energy. This is going to be a villain-centric room with a double-edged sword. So ultimate abilities are going to cost 2 less. Max health is going to be reduced by 25%, though. So we were talking here, and a very common team used is some sort of Skrull team on defense, and then you face it with your Apocalypse and your Doom team. Now, the reason that worked is because Skrull would ult right away, but Doom wouldn't die because he got extra life from Apocalypse, and then he would take Apocalypse for the ride, and Apocalypse would run everybody over. With this minus health, there is a concern that Skrull would straight up one-shot Doom, which you can remedy, but it's going to cost you Dormammu, right? So there's this delicate balance in 4, but there's also this very interesting option, if you are a whale, which is the out-of-time team. Why don't you speak on why the out-of-time team could be pretty interesting here, given the room rules?
Yeah. So they're actually using their most powerful part. The second part, more importantly, is so Black Knight hits really hard, especially once he's wailed out on. We were talking a little bit before stream about this. Like, there's a massive gap between a 4 red, 4 yellow Black Knight and a 3 diamond Black Knight. So, for example, like I had to fight one last round, and it was a 3 diamond Black Knight, and that instantaneously made me choose from like Cabal with other characters to like, no, Cabal with MOE is the counter.
Yeah.
I cannot choose anybody else. Kang is the only tune in the game that with the Cabal does enough damage to get through a Black Knight. Um, and so this is forcing them to use their Cabal and their MOE in one spot. Um, or if you have a smaller Black Knight, they're going to struggle. And again, the biggest thing is that they have 25% less health, so that Black Knight can come back and kill a lot of those villains before they're ready. Or sorry, before they have the they don't have the they can't survive a Black Knight with his because he does a health damage and all this crazy stuff, and so it just makes it far more dangerous. Sus is a great person here too because we don't know how big of a doom you need to survive Sus explosion because that's how we used to cheese it. But I don't so if you're wanting to try something out the first week, 'cause I think Sus in here is a good idea because it might just force Cabal in here anyway because people can't chance the doom.
Yeah.
Boom in 4 this time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because Doom, not a lot of people are using diamonds on Doom. People kind of already had sort of 7 red, 6 red on Doom when we were doing that strategy. But now Sus has his 5th, 6th, and 7th red star, which is going to dramatically change his damage, plus the minus 25% life. I think you're going to see a lot of Dooms exploding, and if the person didn't bring Dormammu as a contingency plan, it's going to be bad news bears for them, for sure. But yeah, interested in how that turns out.
Yeah, you don't, and one thing after a few weeks, people will learn like, it's a G18 7/7 Dooms what survives, or
Yeah,
and then you start learning what that is. But until we know, you're risking it, and you're gonna be the one that has to try it. So it's a good defense at the start. Once people figure out the exact level they need their Doom, it'll stop being a good place to put Sus.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, people like myself, Mobile Gamer, yourself, everybody that covers the game will be showing what that Doom level is once we know it. Another interesting character that put in here, obviously Dormammu will ult turn 1. That's kind of cool. Vulture will ult turn 1, do a rewind. Black Order can slot in here because Thanos will use his ult turn 2, which is a rewind. So there's some interesting possibilities here. But we've seen and we've done this room so many times without the tax on the villain life. So it's not going to be as oppressive as it has been in past seasons, but we'll see how it shapes up for sure. Flashbang. So this room, man, we spent a lot of time on this room, me and you just now. We spent about an hour trying to craft some sort of team that would take on new warriors or try and make them struggle a little bit. And then we're just like, oh, but then they could just mirror match this. And what we were using was traditionally an offensive team, the Tangled Web team. Do you think that there is room for a team that is like ultimate centric on spawn or like quickly gets to their turn 2 that's going to actually benefit from stage 5? Or is stage 5 what we generally call like the Infinity Watch room, the Nothing Burger room? Because it is pretty prescriptive, right? Like you have to use the ultimate. The blind only goes on the primary target, and it reduces their speed by 5%, speed stat, not speed bar, and armor by 25%. Do you think this is just kind of throw whatever team you could throw in here to tax efficiency, or how are you feeling about stage 5?
I think that we will start seeing things that are great, but I think this is a great place to put Infinity Watch. Mainly because a lot of the things that would use ultimates early, your Tangle Web, your I was thinking one in my head, I just can't think of it right now. That they're more traditionally offensive teams, and so you're trying to pull. We found ourselves we try to make the team work in here. You're just kind of trying to shove something in here and not necessarily like having good synergy with the room. And so I don't think that's going to be a viable option for most people or a wise decision.
Yeah, I agree, especially in the opening weeks. I found that in season 6, when I played safely at the beginning of the season, I had way more success than when I started taking chances and trying to one-shot everything in the later half of the season. But yeah, I agree with you. We'll see what people shape up and do here, but you don't want to tax yourself an offensive team to try and get cute in this room just to find out you got easily mirror matched on the other side of it. I think that'd be a bad idea. And this is one of 2 rooms that you said you were thinking about for stage 6, which I thought was super interesting because the traditional counter here would be new warriors, and for a slew of reasons, which we debated, and I think you ended up winning that debate, is that the Morgan throws a big wrench into the plans here for a new warriors counter, especially with the revives coming from Dorm. I think this is a very interesting team. Obviously, we're feeding into that Ghost Rider, so people that crit are going to do bleeds. The Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes is then going to get speed bar. He's going to keep whirling up, whirling up, whirling up. And of course, the Secret Defender team, they're not a team you could overlook. They are one of those teams that comes to the game very rarely that has so much depth, so much possibilities when it comes to killing you through RNG. Why don't you talk us through your thoughts on this room and what you think it'll take to beat it, I guess.
So the goal of this is to really pull the top meta, the master keys that we have right now. So let's start with some basics. So Dorm's value this season has gone way up because there's nothing that's yanking off revives as fast as it was.
Mm-hmm.
You have really big time Spider-Man as a tune, and then you have Black Cat as an offensive weapon. Those are the only two like viable revive pools that you can just do
Yeah.
at the gate. So this team relies on. So most people want to use New Warriors, and then when New Warriors goes into this, if you didn't know, Morgan Le Fay actually gets speed bar every turn. So uh, she goes in between the death pool and the. If you go after her first, she goes between death pool and cloak, and if she ults, she's gonna probably flip everything to bleeds. Robbie's gonna take like 3 turns because of it, and you're gonna lose. And the dorm helps make sure that Morgan more likely is going to live through the opener
Mm-hmm.
because they only have like 3 chances to kill her and before that happens and you have to kill her twice. That's kind of the goal, right? Is that they're going to go after her with Gwen, Firestar, and Deathbolt. And if they don't get 2 kills on that, that's a very narrow window. Morgan's going to ult, she's going to flip everything, Robbie's going to go crazy. Everyone else is just going to start pinging them down, and that's kind of the power of this team. And so the goal of that, then people know that, is they're going to probably upgrade this to a here's where I use Superior 6, here's where I use Cabal. And if you're using those there here, if you're pulling that over here, then that's the win, right? That's the trick.
Yeah, like if you're pulling that away from potentially being used in your raid room or being used against your extreme or your unlimited or even your out of time, then you have successfully taxed properly. Now, that's going to be it for this video. That's kind of the defense where we're both we're sort of here, but we're probably going to make some alterations because we do play against top 10 members, right? So we need to keep a little bit of our secret, but they're not really applicable in the greater scheme of things, and we'll share them later. But generally, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing in this opening week, and then maybe if you want, you can tell me what you're doing. I am probably going to run something extremely similar to this because I don't want to lose my offensive weapons in the first week. I'd rather keep that power in my pocket so I can address whatever issues people throw in front of me. It's always very creative in the first week, so I want to make sure I have my Superior 6. If there's some sort of wonky, crazy team that has speed up on spawn, I want my Skrull in case the enemy puts Superior 6 on defense. I want my Cabal team, obviously, because I don't think they're going to flex very good to defense anyway. But also for, like you said, like a giant Black Knight, well, I'm going to want my MOE to go with my Cabal team. So the more other teams I save, the more kind of leeway I have with what I use on which counters. That's sort of where I'm at least for this first week. I eventually devolved last season into a very turtley sort of meta where I had Superior 6 on defense, but I ended up refusing to put Skrull on defense, which I think was my downfall. How are you approaching just generally in this opening week, and are you open to being turtle meta again if that's the way it goes?
Yeah. So this is generally, so as the season progresses, this is always kind of how we handle it. Is we have more offense at the start, and then as you start, this is just a tip to do. At the end of every single one of your CCs, when you go into your 6th fight, scroll down, look at what you have available. It's nice that I can go back in my videos, but before that, I used to write down like, okay, I still have, um, Starcold still, do I have Gamma still? Like, who do I have left? And can I take those pieces and go put them together? That's kind of how I created the team that I used against you. Is that I didn't need Tangle Web anywhere. I didn't, I ended up using Tangle Web, but I didn't need Tangle Web. I didn't need Dorm. So when you start seeing like, oh, these pieces that I had on offense, like I no longer need, because if they're not being used to be on an offense and they're not on defense, they're being wasted. And there's, 60 something to, you're gonna have 150 characters of waste. Um, Make sure that the 150 characters are wasted are not better than the 60 or 70 tunes that you uh, use in a Crucible. Um, That makes sense. So as you progress, you're going to see tougher and tougher defenses from us in our videos and throughout the season. But we usually tend to start more offensive heavy because going off, winning, making sure you can clear all 6 rooms is probably your most important thing, and then narrowing down your defenses is probably the second thing
Yeah,
to do.
I couldn't agree more. And the second somebody tries to get too cute on the defensive side and they overload it, and then all of a sudden they can't beat your extreme team with Jubilee, which is exactly what happened to me against Jguisti. I had everything planned out. I had a lot of stuff on defense, so I ended up needing to allocate too much to the stage 6, and then I couldn't even clear the extreme Jubilee because your lesser offensive teams, your Tangle Web, your New Warriors, they start to really struggle against some of these seemingly basic defensive teams that you otherwise don't struggle with. So I think that's a very interesting approach, and I couldn't agree more with you. Let's wrap it up here. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I know that we ran a little bit late. We had a big theory crafting section here with chat. Why don't you let people know where they can find you? And of course, the links will be in the description and in the pinned comment below, guys. So make sure you go follow Jguisti. He's a great content creator, and we're going to have to shoehorn him into the Envoy program soon so he can get on the playtest himself.
Yeah. So you can catch me live usually about 8, 9, or 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, and then you can catch me on YouTube. I have a channel. Please like and subscribe to it. Like and subscribe to this channel as well.
Right on, right on. So, Jguisti, thanks so much for coming out. Everybody, good luck in your first week of Crucible Monday. So make sure you go and you get your defensive set. This is going to come out on Saturday. So today is the day where you can set your defenses, or where you can see the rooms and have an easier time setting your defenses, is probably the way to say it. But for me and Jguisti from now, bye, guys. Take care.
Laters.
There you go. Perfect. 22 minutes. It's a good time. And I'm going to edit in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is going to come out Saturday because tomorrow I got something already in the morning and then the blog in the afternoon. So
All good.
this will be the Saturday's video. You don't really do videos outside of the Crucible week, huh?
I mean, I do. Like
Okay.
I'm doing a video with Valley. It's funny. Uh, as you can guess, people are asking like, "Hey, can you do a video with me for Crucible?"
Yeah.
So I usually do. I wanted to do like a roster review one. I'm not sure who. Dylan was supposed to do it with me, but then he ended up having to work. So
Oh, that's too bad.
mhm.
Yeah, there you go. Upgrade your defenses. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. Let's go to videos. Let's end this season with a win. Playing the efficiency game or not versus Commander Casey. I did see the Valley one. Here it is. Going over the problems with CC rewards and how to use extreme. Yeah, we disagreed on that one, eh? When it came to the point system.
Well, it's. I think we came to the same solution. I think. Um. So again, the it's not a because I think when people are approaching it, they're wanting to think of it as a matchmaking issue.
Hmm.
Um, the issue is the fact that they take out ratings out of the economy and they don't put it back in. Right? Because effectively, when you win or lose, you get the same points that your opponent loses. So effectively, you're stealing ratings every season, but they don't do anything to bring rating into the economy.
Okay, so trophies win or loss. I've never really paid attention to that. Trophies
They're the
wins and
same.
losses are equal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah,
So
because
when I
they,
win,
they just like war, they want you to kind of go 50-50, right? Unless you're at the toppest end. So yeah, that is a problem if that's the case. If trophy amounts, win and loss are the same, then you will never climb. I thought it was a timing issue with just this is early, like comparatively, season 6 is half of what season 5 was, right? So I assumed that by the end of season 7, everyone would be in the same sort of brackets. But if it's a 50-50, then yeah, it's not working the same.
yeah, well, because then it's like, let's say a year ago there was 3 million rating points to up for grabs. Now there's probably 2 million
Mm.
after this year of resets. Um,
Mm.
and then so it takes you're doing better to get the same. Like, does that make sense?
No.
So it's an easy fix.
Okay.
It really is an easy fix for them. They just really have to just change that ratio, right? So um, I did the math in my head. It was like it was about 20% more on the win. So if I beat you, or if you beat me, let's say, you got 23 points, I got 18 points. That's all you have to do to fix it. Don't do, because people were like, oh, change this and change this, change it. Like, no. All they need to do from this, right? We can talk about matchmaking. We can talk about uh, rewards, but just to fix the rating economy, that's what they have to do. Is when you win, you should get more points than your opponent by at least 20%.
I think I'd be fine with that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, matchmaking, people are always going to hate matchmaking because if you're winning enough, you're just going to get put up against someone bigger than you and they will beat you. That's the way the game is and always has been and probably always will be.
Yeah. And because again, you don't want this to become war. You don't want it where alliances are so far ahead that they never are in danger of dropping rank.
Yeah.
You don't want it where you don't want a TCP matchmaking based like it is in war, where you could win. Legion can lose all their matches and still finish top 10.
Yeah.
In the war season because it's rigged like that.
Yeah, I agree. No. So Shanye, like you won 16, he lost 17, but that's such a small difference that over time it would probably end up balancing out to be very, very close.
That's so when that happens, it's because you were in a separate league than they were. If that happens at the cusp, but it's 1 point.
Yeah.
The number needs to be like noticeable. It needs to be like 23 to 18, or if they had 15, you get 20, kind of like a ratio. To balance out, remember, because when a reset happens, you lose.
Boy. Dorky, you're not a big boy. You need to play in the little boy table because I'm a goddamn little boy, all right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The problem is with the trophies, if there is a problem, right? Because matchmaking is what it is. Oh, I just turned my phone off. The matchmaking is what it is, and then they're gonna give the rewards they want to give. Like you're not gonna budge them on having infinite scaling rewards. They'll never go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out because I hear the baby crying. I wonder if my wife is just sleeping through it. Do you guys hear that?
I think so.
Turn this up. Y'all can hear that, eh? Okay, well, it looks like the soundproofing is doing a good job then. Good. I can hear him. Maybe it's the daddy radar. Actually, let me check.
It might be the
game.
Most of these have some type of noise cancellation where they have to be certain vibrations for it to.
Make sure she's not like naked in there. I should probably do that, huh? I should probably make sure she's not in there breastfeeding. You should
probably not do that on stream.
Yeah. Let me just turn this off. Make sure. Oh no, little man's just in there crying. Yeah, I gotta go get him. He's not happy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jguisti, thank you so much for coming hang out. I will send you the link. It's probably gonna come out Saturday around lunchtime.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you so much. To everybody, YouTube, Twitch, you guys are the best. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening. Get some good sleep. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
Haters.